busted my knee, and I had to use like funds that I had and it just, as I said, I came back here on crutches, and on crutches and in a wheelchair, because my left knee, Virgin wouldn't let me fly, and they was like, well, nah. So there was nothing I could do anyway. I came back to England, and I wasn't bothered about the sauce, but like when I did like that, I tasted it, because I said, well, there's no point leaving it or throwing it away. And when I tasted it, this sauce was boom. It still is. It still is. However, for Shockwave, he jar of the sauce, and I gave it to my college tutor. And my college tutor said, listen, he said, don't give it out to nobody. Then. However, is now turning around and saying, oh, he's going to make sauce. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. So I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. However, but the thing is, it's like, he doesn't know. It's a process. It's a process, and there's some, there's some ingredients that, like, I got from the Caribbean as well.
And I just feel like it's disregarding the magnitude of the situation we have here on the panel. And I just wanted to highlight, we can't be just deflecting off how big the situation is right now and how possibly uncomfortable his daughter is feeling. And you're talking about sources. I'm sorry.
He actually said sperm donor. However, that's none of my business. But what is going on is
this is becoming Jeremy Kyle, man.
No, bro, don't say that.
No, with Butterfly and with the Queen, is it Queen?
Bells, your microphone's muffled,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, because the charger was plugged in and all sorts. No, I'm saying like they had some really valid points, but in the end, Butterfly came to like the conclusion of what I was saying to her in the chat earlier, if she remembers. But I feel that I am a statistic, like with that population that you were talking about, Jedi. And I'm a hard worker, very hard worker. I've got qualifications under my belt, and I've been blackballed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like left, right, and center. So it's not as easy as some of them will like to make it out to be. Like I would like to have that money. I would like to own certain things, but realistically, when you're stopped or you've been blackballed, it's hard to make it through. It is absolutely hard to make it through, mental illness or not.
And I agree with that, because you look at whether it's on a small business level or on an individual level, you literally have a case of like how Jedi mentioned about nepotism. These people, bro, they own everything. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, you start a business where, the business is doing well, but then you've got these monopolies, these big corporate monopolies. They'll come in and then they intentionally try to kill you at the market, right? By making their competition to you so cheap, where they're willing to take 3, 4, 5 years worth of financial losses just so they sink you, right? And we do the same thing. The government here, small family-owned businesses are taxed to their ears, but corporations have a very simple little corporate tax rate, and then for the most part they game the system. If most people can't see that, well, then I don't know what will help you realize here that the whole game is fixed. The whole system is set up, and it's set up by the same ruling class that own everything, bro.
It's true what you're saying. It's absolutely true what you're saying, because when you're in a lower bracket of earning and you own your own business, you're taxed higher. I can't remember what page it's on, but you can find it on direct.gov, and it will tell you about the tax bracket that the super rich are on. It's nothing in comparison to what we're on. They're on peanuts.
Exactly. And then you get David Cameron giving that speech famously where he goes, we shouldn't tax the ultra wealthy because they'll leave, or something stupid along those lines. And it's like, bro, come off it, bro. The UK has a massive GDP because of the way the economy is set up. If someone, for example, say, another hypothetical scenario, okay, let's say Tesco refuses to pay taxes, yeah? And it says, oh, we're going to take our Tesco stores abroad and we're leaving. Bro, do you really think that the supermarket industry is going to collapse? No, there's going to be someone else that's going to fill it. But obviously they don't, because remember, the same person who owns those corporations is the same people who gives money to these politicians. Right?
Yeah, but let's be honest. Let's not act like these corporations don't have offshore shell companies that they put all of their money into in the first place. Their money was never in the UK. The business might be in the UK, but where their money gets sent to for specific investment reasons, it's not going to be in the UK. It's never going to be taxed, and it was never going to be taxed anyways. This is the information that we don't we could have access to, but it's not information that is publicized. For example, like having building a trust and putting all the assets inside the trust. That's another way of being able to avoid taxes. Having a house or building houses and letting it sit there empty for tax.
Not all of us.
Of course. My father explained. My father told me.
1 second, I can't hear bells.
No, because not all of us have that. Not all of us have those funds to be putting in a trust. Not all of us have assets to be putting in a trust. Do you understand what I'm saying? I've worked hard. I've been living on my own since I was 14 years of age. And I've had to learn things from a young age coming up. My life was completely different to a lot of you lot that you want to sit there and talk about, oh, your family this and your family that. I didn't come from a good family. Yeah, I never come from a good family. I don't know what a good family is. But somehow I still tried to make it through. However, no matter which corner I turn, I'm still left at the bottom of the food chain. You understand what I'm saying? Even though I'm a hard worker, I get up and I go and do my work and I try and put my money aside. But guess what? That money that I try and put aside has to go somewhere else. It has to go somewhere else. Yeah, and I don't have a choice. Do you understand what I'm saying? And on top of that,
I'm totally hear that.
And another thing, yeah. When I was younger, I didn't remember I said to you, I didn't have family coming up. Yeah, so I was doing all sorts of madness out on the road. Yeah, which comes with a arrest record and whatever, blah blah blah. So with that now, the Metropolitan took it upon themselves to write.
The sound is ridiculous, man. This sound is so bad. User Rishi, you got some background noise. I'm gonna mute you. Yeah, that's a bit better. Go on, Bill.
Yeah. So as I said, when I was younger, I used to get up to badness, yeah, which came with me being arrested, right, several times. But they took it upon themselves to write on my record, right? Even in the paragraph, it says we don't have to actually write on the record, but we feel that you must know this about such a person. Now, if that's not a strong, clear picture of somebody being blackballed just because of something that they've done when they were younger, I don't know what is.
No, it is. And thank you for sharing that, because obviously you didn't have to share that. But can I ask you a question, yeah? Because I just want to bring it back to some of the stuff that I was saying before, right? Because this is a perfect example of what I was saying before. Some people just don't grow up the same way, right? And this lady shared it with us. So can I just ask you, do you remember or what age you was that you got to the point where you said to yourself, like, you know, where we were saying the mindset has to change because you know you want this for yourself. When do you think that happened for you? And if you don't mind, how did that happen? Was there someone that told you something, or you read a book, or what was your transitioning to make you have the mindset that you have now?
From when I was a teenager.
Okay.
You know, from when I was a teenager, like in my late teens. But me coming up, me keep trying and trying and trying because of that paragraph that was written when they do an enhanced DBS check, that comes up. And when I go into work or do something where it requires for them to have a an enhanced DBS check,
yeah, it comes up on your record.
do you understand what I'm saying? It goes against me. As I said in that paragraph, it says, I've still got it somewhere. We don't have to write this, but we feel that it's our duty to write this. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so they were setting you up for failure from the beginning, basically.
What I'm saying, and this is basically what Jedi was saying earlier. Some people are just been set up for failure in society. Like,
and that is a fact. We are, and this is so great that you came on and shared, because this is a perfect example of what Jedi said and a bit of what I said, that we do have to give room and understand it's not set stone and black and white for everybody, but it takes something of that individual person to have the mindset to make something different of themselves. And unfortunately, some people can do it and some people can't. And it's great to hear that this lady, she had the determination and she said to herself, you put that on there, but I don't give a fuck. I'm still excuse my language, still a go-getter and I'm going to strive on.
No, I do get what you're saying, but then it goes to the point where I can't remember who said it. It was laziness. It's got nothing to do with lazy. Yeah, some people are lazy, don't get me wrong, but then there are some people who are out here working hard. They're working hard, that will go out there and do their overtime. Do you understand what I'm saying? They work hard, and we're still being shut down. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not as simple as saying that, oh yeah, we're lazy or we just don't want to expand our mind. As I said, do you know how much qualification that I have under my belt? Do you understand what I'm
usually
saying?
an excuse.
Like,
it's a way to shut down the conversation bells where they try to tell you you're dumb or you're uneducated or you don't have motivation or you're not working hard enough. It's bollocks, bruv. It's a great way to completely kill the discussion, yeah. And you know, and then you got some of these people using the terms like pull yourself up by the bootstraps. That originally, if you go down historically speaking, that term was used as a method to insult the poor. Yeah, because if you try right now physically pull yourself up by the bootstraps, come on, man. Like, and then a great example that I would bring up is we had the GameStop. I don't know if anyone knows about stocks and trading. So you had regular, what you call retail traders, which is people like us. You can open an account, buy stocks, sell stocks, etc. Try and make money. You had the regular retail traders invested in GameStop, right? When it came out time to pay the regular people, because the ones who were trying to short the company GameStop were massive financial hedge funds, yeah, hooked to the banks, right? They owed hundreds of billions of pounds. Instead of paying out the people, what did they do? They pulled the plug on it, and people lost their investment. And then it just made it seem like, in the news started spreading misinformation, because remember, they also own the news as well, yeah. Till this day, this situation hasn't been rectified, right? They owe regular people who invested in GameStop billions of pounds in shares, but they're still refusing to pay it out. And now, as a result of this, they've passed laws both in the UK, US, and elsewhere that retail traders are not allowed to trade openly and freely as they could before. Tell me that the system ain't fixed.
I want to bring it back. I want to bring it back to Bells. Bells, I'm going to give you your flowers first of all. Like, you remind me of many of my family members whose systematic processes have kind of crippled their ability to strive, both male and female. So I give you your flowers first and foremost. But I wanted to go back on a point that Butterfly made, I think it's a couple conversations ago actually, in regards to capacity and being able to drive through and progress and persevere. And I feel like it's important that we also add the element of fear, because social systems have created this comfortability amongst us in society. Social security systems and so forth have created this comfortability where it's become fearful to step out of your box and do what you wouldn't usually do. It becomes easy to just go to work and come home and deal with your stresses each and every day, because tomorrow's going to come. So I feel like if we can divert the conversation towards solutions, how do we move forward from here? Because we could talk about the flaws all day long. So for example, someone like Bells, how do we open up this box that she's been placed in? How can we divert these conversations into solution-based solution-based ones. Like, where do we go from here? How many of us are already in broken homes? How do we then fix these broken homes?
By investing in the next generations, and to do that, we first and foremost, we need to start our own schools. That's one. Secondly, we need to start our own banks, a community cooperative banks, and from that, we need to pull that resources into our own community.
So let's break that down a little bit. You can't just say to a community that spent generations saying, oh, this being I don't know, oppressed for so many generations, you can't just say go and open a bank. So let's start small. What is the first step? Open a school. It's not that easy. I'm coming from education. I'm an educator. I taught English at secondary school. I'm out of that now. What are the baby steps?
You're so right. It's not that easy, and people just like a blanket statement all the time. Oh, open a school. Oh, do better. And that's why even when I try to speak, even though I stand on what I say, I always try to be out of the box and think of how the world is how it really is. It's all good saying the community, but really when we shut our life down, what are we doing in the community? We're doing in our house. Our house is our community. Charity starts at home. That's the attitude. Like I said about the school, what people can do, you're not going to have the finances to open a school, because if people had the finances to open a school, they'd be doing a lot better in their life. Why don't you do what we were speaking about with my friends at the weekend? One person's house, we all bring the kids, everyone, 7, 8 kids in one person's house. You start there. You have to have a start. You can't run before you start tiptoeing and crawling. But people,
of course, I agree with that. That butterfly point, because at the end of the day, we've got to start somewhere. You can't go from zero to hero overnight. It's got to be gradual. I agree. And I think even just, you said 7 to 8, I say, why not make it wider? Why not create social media free? Why not reach out to parents in your community, get more than just 7 or 8? Let's get up to at least minimum 30 kids, right? And we'll find a space, right? Whether it's the local library, wherever it is, we'll start somewhere. And then on the other side, start a charity or something or a non-profit organization that collects funds that can go towards these efforts, right? Like I said, it won't go from zero to hero overnight. It might even take 1-2 generations, but it's the first step that counts.
Shockwave, can I remind you of...
just to add before I let whoever else want to speak, what she said, how do we get the solution? I'll keep saying it like what Queen kept saying when she was here. It starts with the mindset. You have to think out of the box and change your mindset. It's hard for some people. It is hard because everyone is going through something individually, but it is about the mindset. The mindset of the people is how things will change.
Yeah, and I just want to remind Shockwave about what people were talking about in regards to them trying to live together with their family. They didn't want to do it. Do you know what I mean? And even though it was the better option and stuff like that, so it's not that you're still jumping a step by saying let's get 30 kids. You know what I mean? It needs to start at home. Everyone needs to be able to be at home with their family and start something with their family.
I agree, Stevie.
You know what I mean?
Stevie Mac, you're on point with that. I swear to God, it's true. First, it starts at home. Yeah, Butterfly said that first. But charity starts at home with the family first. And the reason is, remember, when you're talking to your family members and you're trying to get everyone together and they're dead set against this, the reason is they don't even realize that they're doing it, because since we've all been children, what do? What do our parents do? Yeah, dad goes to work, maybe mom stays at home, yeah, or mom goes to work as well, and then the kids go for 8-12 hours of the day. They're in the hands of someone else, and that person is instilling within them a certain ideology, belief system, morals, principles that aren't your own, yeah. And then when you come back, yeah, and then that kid now grows up, and then you as siblings or family as whatever try to now tell them, all right, let's do something together. Then they it's like a knee-jerk reaction. It's subconscious. They just knee-jerk reaction and they reject it straight away. If you go down to the core of it, they themselves don't even understand, because for decades of their life they've been brainwashed. For decades of their life they've been brainwashed, and they don't realize it.
My friends, like I said, the friends that I offered, and I said, yo, listen, let's all unite like these man. Let's get this big crib. Let's do this rare, and then at least we know we'll be sorted. We do this rare. All the men that said no. When I brought it up recently, 3 of them man there said that they don't even remember the conversation. Next man said, nah, I wouldn't have said no. No, because you're awake now, innit? But so it's like, it is a knee-jerk reaction. People don't even know why they shut these things down to come together.
I'm not being funny, but I was the one who said that originally, if my family said, yeah, come, let's all move in together, we'll do this and we'll do that. But from a mental health perspective, I don't think I'll be able to handle that. Do you know what I mean? And talking about what Bells was saying, like with the DBS, my sister did have something on her DBS, and she had it on her DBS, and it almost stopped her from going into university. And she had to sit with the board panel and try and explain the situation where it wasn't her specifically that did anything wrong. It was a family member, but it was in her room type of thing. Do you know what I mean? So this is why one of the things where I wouldn't put myself in that situation, because financially, emotionally, psychologically, it can put me back 10 years. Do you know what I mean? So with Bells, I feel like you should try and get whatever's on your record removed, because that's what my sister ended up doing. After 11 years that it was on her record, she ended up contesting it, taking them to court, and getting it removed off her record and expunged, because she was underage and there was no reason for that to be on her record, because a proper investigation was not done at the time. So it might be an option for you. But to think that everybody has a family that they can all live together and work together, that might actually be some people's downfall. And that is one of the things where it was for me. Do you know what I mean? I tried for like 15 years living with my family, trying to make it work, trying to support everyone, trying to support mom, trying to support siblings. And I'm the oldest, so I felt like I was responsible. But then I can't help people who don't want to help themselves. Do you get what I mean? I can't get people out of a lifestyle that they want to be in. We're not in the same state of mind or the same goals. Do you know what I mean? Like realistically, if you say to them, yeah, I want a big house and I want a big car, but if you say to them, okay, then we're gonna work our asses off and we're gonna work together for the next 5 years and we're gonna buy 2 houses, how does that sound? On my life, they're not gonna do it. And I waited for them. I was patient. I tried everything that people say, oh, you should try and do. I've done it. It didn't work.
Yeah, and
what's next? Do you know what I mean?
I sympathize with you, Just Life, because it's true. It's like, Bob, they're all brainwashed. All these people, they don't even see it. What you're trying to do, because I'm one of the older siblings as well. What you're trying to do for them, none of these people are interested, whether it's your direct siblings, your first cousin, second. Oh, none of these people, and they don't even know why they're against it. It's like how Jedi said. It's like, Bob, it's like they'll jump at your throat at it. Like, oh no.
Or they'll have a negative standpoint straight away. Straight away. Most people always when you come with a great idea that doesn't resonate with their brain, they come with a negative answer. Oh no, well, why? Or trying to put it down. And unfortunately, this is the mindset that we need to try to condition ourselves, to condition our people and our community to change. Because like Just Life said, she couldn't live with her family for her mental health. It wouldn't work. And that is a fair standpoint. But then I'll also go out of the box and say, look at the other communities that do it, right? Yes. Let's use the Asian community. If you get married, you go to the husband's house and his mum's house, and you don't move out until you have the finances to have a property, okay? Now, some people be like, I can't do it. It's my mental health. But sometimes you have to do something that is uncomfortable for you. And this isn't directed to Just Life, by the way. This is just general.
Just Life. Are you Asians? Are you Asian, Just Life?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
This is just a generalizing. But sometimes we have to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations and things that we wouldn't like to do or we don't want to do because it doesn't suit us or it's not our preference, for the end goal, for the longevity, for the future, for the for generational wealth. Because sometimes we're so ignorant. Like I'll give that example. Like I said, I might not want to work Saturdays, but I want to have a business in my own country. So maybe now I need to start working Saturdays.
Yeah,
I got to sacrifice. It's about sacrifices and discipline. And a lot of us don't have that self-discipline because of the society that we're living in. What we're seeing is very much the now. Oh, I want the Jordan. Oh, I want the Louis Vuitton. Or I want the holiday in Bahamas, instead of like, well, I can't have that now. Let me wait for 5 years and have the sacrifices and discipline. And then it goes back to the mindset.
And they're conditioned that horrible mindset where everyone's a consumerist in their own little lanes or in their own little silos. It's like, well, if this is what you need to realize, it's like this is all by design. It's all intentional, and then on top of that, to make things more convoluted for people so they can't see clear in life, is to distract them with all these nonsensical things that in the grand scheme means nothing. Whether you look at what happened at the start of August with the race riots, people burning stuff down. They're not even realizing like you're literally being manipulated. Yeah, you're blaming all your life's ills and shortcomings on people who look different to you. When in reality, it's like, bro, it isn't those people. You have more in common with each other. Yeah, it's the same people who are sitting at the very top. Yeah, 0.01% of them own 87% of the wealth, bro.
So maybe the conversation is there's a step before economics, like, and it's about like sitting down and going, I got like Jedi's said that he's tried to get something going with his brethren and thing, but they couldn't see the vision. You get me? And that's something like what we've all been saying. It's a mindset thing. So then the conversation starts first about rejigging everyone's mindsets and relearning a different way. You know what I mean? That's the conversation.
Let me give the microphone back to Fia. Cause Fia, you ain't really got to speak. I know we're a bit mad, but did that go through? Fia, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. There's quite a few points that I agreed with. There's so many issues. I think one thing that I haven't kind of heard that's been touched upon, because there's a lot of talk about the differences between other communities and what other communities are doing. But I do feel like in our community, we don't have like a religion. Other communities will have schools based on their religious beliefs and things like that. We don't have like nothing.
The Asians ain't got that though, and neither do the Polish. These are groups of people that are employing the type of economics.
Now,
this little segment of the convo that we're having, yeah, about like a certain style of economics. Let's call it guerrilla economics, where we just roll up our sleeves and we get grimy in this urban, and we pull in together. Let's call it that, yeah. The Polish don't go to church.
Yeah,
and the Indians, the Asians,
yeah.
some go to Hindu temple, rare. Doesn't take up too much of their time, and I don't think that this is where they're learning.
Majority don't know Jedi.
That's what I think. Yeah, but I don't think that this is where they're learning this political economics.
They do. So I have clients. I have a few clients that are Muslims. And a few of them have told me categorically it's against their beliefs to like borrow from banks. So the money that they borrow comes from the mosque. They borrow to families. Yeah. So that's
interest that they're not allowed to indulge in. If they can get an interest-free loan, that's fine. But it's the interest that they can't indulge in.
The thing that enslaves all of us. It all goes back to the banks.
But carry on though, Fia. Sorry, I was just adding. I weren't trying to cut you off.
No, that's fine. But yeah, so I don't know. Like I do have a lot of the same beliefs as what has been mentioned previously. But I do think that religion kind of plays a bit of a role in it too.
That's true.
Religion does bring people together, because like outside your family, how do you relate to others, right? And religion gives human beings that higher purpose, that higher cause, right? And that's how you can get further people to pool in their resources with you as a community.
Can I bring it back?
There's a lot of communities
to the just life. I'll give it back to you in a moment. I'm just bringing it right back to the idea of us starting from home, basically.
Yeah, and I was waiting to interject on that, but I wanted everyone to speak. But go ahead,
bringing it back to there, just this unlearning of the bad habits that we've kind of inhabited over the years, and also unlearning the bad habits our children now have.
And so that's where I was going with the children.
Yeah, like
I'm a mother, right?
Yeah.
No, sorry, you go ahead. I'll speak after.
All right, cool. Just the unlearning of the children, like. Full circle.
I was just going to say, with the children, I think most people are parents, okay? The percentage of people being parents is quite high. And I think it does go back to the children, the parents being parents. And I'll use myself as an example again. If I had a different mindset and I was conditioned still I'll use my own child as an example. She's at the stage where she wants a little part-time job, right? Now, if I had a different mindset, most parents are like, yeah, get a job. Even though I'm like, yeah, you get a job. I am. I've helped her do her CV. I'm not going to discourage that. However, what I've pushed her to do and I've opened her mind to see is, like I've
build her own thing
for years, you're going to be self-made. You're not going to be working for somebody. That's not the end goal. You might start out there, but where she has already started doing things herself, like I said, the slip ponytails, me as a mum, I'm looking at you trying to get jobs, 30 plus 30 plus 30. Even if you have that 3 times a week, 2 times a week, because you're just starting out, it's something. But it goes back to the mindset of the people. How many people are really conditioning their children to these things, to ideas like this? Oh, do that. I'm not saying it isn't happening, and I don't know the percentage. And I'm sure it is a bit high. It might not be, but I don't think it's enough, because if we look at how the children of today are, what are most of them doing? Some children are out of their house and their parents, it's like 8, 9 o'clock, but you're still a school kid. Why? So it starts, I believe, from the parents and the household and the mindset of the parent that's raising the child 100%. On how far your child is going to get in society and how their mindset is going to be entering society.
100%. And that's the crux of the issue.
If you agree, tap the screen. Anytime you hear a point that you like, tap the screen.
Yeah.
If you disagree, tap the screen. Just keep tapping the screen.
100%. And Butterfly, and this is why I say all this stuff is by design. Look at these people. They're not even at home, right? They're not in the house, even though whether it's single parent household, etc. The kids they don't know where the kids are. So you mean to tell me break down the 24 hours in the day, 8 to 10 hours of that day spent at school or whatever, yeah, and then extra hours if you have them in some other stuff or elsewhere, or they're hanging out with their friends until you can come home from work and pick them up, and then eventually when you come home, you spend at best maybe an hour with them, and that's even if you have dinner together. Most families nowadays, don't have dinner together. The kid will be on their iPad eating their own food and etc. Right? None of this is by mistake, and then we wonder why there's social degradation. You get what I'm saying?
Understand what you're saying, and it's not by mistake, because I'll bring it back, like I said, to my own kid. When I first mentioned that to her, she was like, oh, but I don't really like doing hair that much, and I don't really like she was discouraging herself. She was, to me, giving me excuses of making your own money. That's how I was looking at it as a parent, and I had to proper sit her down and break it down and give her the mathematics and the logic of why it's beneficial for you to do your
You cut out, sis.
ponytails rather than going to work for a part-time job. You'll make more money at home doing something you don't really like doing, but you think you're going to prefer being in that person's store serving the customers. You'd rather be in my front room doing a slip ponytail that you don't really want to be doing. It's all your money. It's in your hand. And it just goes back to, what are we teaching ourselves and our children? And this is why the society is the way it is.
No, I like that. You know what? Because you're instilling good values into her. You're teaching her entrepreneurship. You're teaching her work for yourself. It's like, don't be a lackey for a person who's going to pay you peanuts, yeah? Right? Because ultimately, and can you blame the kid? The kid goes to school where the whole purpose of school was to bring up people who can work in an industrial factory sort of setting, right? Where you come in as a worker, you just obey. You wear the uniform, you do as you're told, rather than having aspirations to do better, start your own business, work for yourself. And it's like you said, it could be a passion or it can't be a passion. It could be something you don't like, but guess what? It's putting food on the table and it's hugely benefiting you.
Yeah, Shockwave. But going back to what you said earlier, you said that there's only so far that your business is going to end up getting. So when you said these corporations are going to end up like throwing in legislations or drop the market as much as possible for your business to end up collapsing at the end, what's the point in starting a business? I 100% agree, and I encourage starting a business and working for yourself, absolutely. But it's only so, like, going back to the fact of what you said earlier, that the powers that be, the 1%ers, are the ones who are going to end up, if they can't buy your company, they're going to end up trying to tank it.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
what would be the solution for other companies trying to tank your company? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the solution is you need to have a very loyal customer base, so that even if your endeavors to expand don't work out, you can still fall back to your home ground, and your home territory is yours, and they can never take that off you. So let's say you're from a certain place, right? And 300,000 strong community, and everyone buys from that, whatever that product or service you offer is, right? And then you had aspirations to expand, and then these corporations try to tank you, yeah. But guess what? They can never get rid of you, even though they might block you from expanding. They can never get rid of you because you have that communal base. That makes sense?
Understandable. So basically, make sure that you when you do start your business, you try and go somewhere where they don't have control.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, then. So basically, expand into Asia and Africa before you start expanding into Europe.
Yeah, possible. Even, yeah. I mean, even in parts of London. Let's say you're from somewhere like, I don't know, Brixton or something, and you're like, everyone knows your product, and you've built a family business, your siblings, your father, your mom, etc., and everyone buys that, whatever that product or service is, and then you maybe try to expand elsewhere, and then they put in blocks, whether it's through legislation, whether it's through undermining your business, etc. It's like, okay, that side, the expansion might not work out, but guess what? They can never get rid of you because you have this strong grassroots customer base.
Oh. Okay, how do you feel about if, for example, let's say Black businesses decided to go to places that are like Dubai to grow their business rather than building it somewhere in Africa?
When you say Black businesses, do you mean businesses run by Black people or businesses targeted at Black people?
Businesses targeted at Black people.
Why would you go to Dubai?
Products.
Why would you go to Dubai to target Black people?
No, setting up your business in Dubai is a little bit like a shell corporation. For example, let's say you build, so you don't have to pay as much taxes in England. And on top of that, with what Shockwave was saying the 1%ers are going to come for you once your business gets big. They're not going to let you grow. They're going to try and, tank your company. One of the safest places to go for business would be Dubai or somewhere in Africa. Do you know what I mean? Or Asia. I'm not sure. I'm going to do more research on that. I don't have much research on Asia at the moment. But if you spend 200,000 even on just buying a house in Dubai, you can register your business there, and you'll only be paying 1% tax compared to the UK, where you'll be paying in between 40 to 80% taxes on your small business or growing business.
Okay, can I get user Rishi? You want to add to this, brother?
Yeah, my father explained these things to me when I was young. Well, when we were working together in his nursing home business, and he said that, like, basically, yeah, you're gonna get taxed on your profits, but like, there are things you can do to negate the profits. So you buy a new car. You buy a house and you say to the taxman, well, look, this is going to be a new nursing home. And so as such, instead of him being able to tax it, he has to allow you that. And then when you get, when your company becomes big enough, then you get a certain exemption from capital gains tax and things like that. But you have to play smart. You can't just get money and just think, well, I'm gonna ignore the government or this or that.
I noticed that your tagline says, I'm on here to engage with some work colleagues, friends, and my sons.
That's correct. Yeah, because I don't really know much. I didn't know much.
Now,
Pardon?
You might have to extend that bio now, innit?
I don't think so. However, because, and I'm running late now, because the thing is, my youngest son is at grammar school, and I saw him a few weeks ago because he came. I had a barbecue here in my garden and so on and that, but I haven't had the time to go around and see him because he's doing extracurricular activities and things like that, and he's doing extra study because he wants to be a doctor when he's,
I'm so sorry. I'm just such an advocate for the family structure. Your daughter's here on the panel.
Yeah, and we will talk.
You're killing me, Prestige.
Like it just doesn't fit well with me.
No,
it just
Prestige, yeah. But Sage, you got
the last. Hold on a moment. Hold on.
Bear that in
Hold
mind,
on.
Prestige. But I love your energy, though.
No, I mean, like she can say what she want to say.
Okay.
The last time I saw my daughter, right, I went over to give, because my youngest son was getting christened. And
I'm gonna stop you right there. This is not the place.
hold on, no. Listen. It's a salient.
You know
It
what?
is a
Listen,
salient fact.
I've stayed quiet. I haven't said much for a reason. Yeah,
just
allow
leave
it.
it.
Just
That's
allow
what
it.
I've been
Yeah.
saying this whole
Well,
time.
there you go. So like, that's what I said. We can talk on another, in another way or something.
And prestige.
I mean,
it doesn't
because
mean
like
no harm. I don't think prestige means any harm. I don't think it's coming from a harmless point of view. But that's why I took my mic off mute to say, if the lady, if she is here, she is obviously fine and comfortable. She's an adult. She's been here for ages. He's been here. I understand it might be quite confusing for prestige, and I love the fact that she's fighting for that for the lady. But we just have to remain and understand that is a very personal thing. And you don't need to explain anything here, Richard.
It is. I mean, listen. I've made my mistakes in life, and I've suffered, and I've suffered, and I've suffered. I had numerous heart attacks, and I'm still here. I'm still here, and I've still got ideas, and I've still got strength. So there's no real need for me to express myself on here regarding what happened and da 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 da. You know, I mean, because like, as I'm saying, the last time I saw Sophia, it ended in a physical confrontation between.
Just to stop. Why are you still carrying on? You just love to chat. You love to like just stop.
I love the Brummy accent, man. Anyway, let's just move forward, man. All right, so I'll bring back some people. Yeah, LT's been waiting for a minute. The other two sisters that's in the side.
You can drop down as well. You could drop me as well.
Fia. So I should have said to Fia as well, man. Listen, sister, man. No disrespect. I hope you don't feel no things or whatever. I really don't mean to disrespect. Like, raw. Should be said. So yeah, I'm sure me and Prestige at that moment in time, but no one's trying to force your hand. But big up yourself, sister. Please, hope you're following and we can talk in future. And same with you, Rishi, man. Man's not really trying to be in your business. If anything, it's out of love and just trying to assist that thing so that you lot can chat and whatever needs to be done needs to be done. But
Yo, listen. I'm 60 years old now, so like, you know what I mean. It's like I've been there, I've done it, I've got the T-shirt, but. You know, I mean, like there was no reason for her to mention that I'm her absent father. Steve, hold on. Stevie mentioned, right, that like he came from a cult background and that was one of the reasons why I left. I left my daughter's mother. And then, like, you know, there was other things that happened. You know what I mean? So, like, you just keep it moving. You just keep it moving because, like,
Richie, let me say this to you. Let me say this.
We're going to talk about that in the future or whatever.
I can't hear you, Bells.
Sorry. I'm sure. 1 second. I'm sure it's more important for you to have this conversation privately. I understand that you're just trying to explain maybe why people might think you're nonchalant. Fia is trying to get back on the panel. I'm going to let her back on the panel.
Yeah, of course. Why not? I mean, hey.
The nature of what's being discussed, yeah?
I didn't realize it was her. I didn't know.
Fair enough. Listen, but for the interest, I just want to move forward. Yeah, so if she wants to talk to you,
Yes.
she wants to say a piece, I'm gonna let her
No,
say
no, I don't think this is the platform.
All right, well, I'm still gonna let her say a piece because after she said don't say no more, she jumped off. You kind of gave us more information than we had before she was on. So now she's trying to jump back on again. And I don't blame her. It'd be frustrating for her to be off the panel and maybe not be able to defend herself if she feels she needs to. So I'm gonna let her back on. Hopefully she's gonna say her one piece, then we're gonna move forward properly. Yeah.
I'm going to say thank you for allowing me on the platform. It's been
big up Butterfly.
Bless up yourself every time. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Good talk, and I'm just going to stay in the comments and give some other people a bit of time. Bless up everybody.
Big up Butterfly. Big up.
Bless up. How do you get off here? Because I'm so new. What do I press?
I'm gonna help you. I'll help you. Don't worry.
Yeah, please.
All right, bro. Big up Butterfly, man. Known her for a long time. Still, I'm glad she jumped on.
Please say sorry, just very quickly, because I had a call come through, so I kind of missed a lot of the conversation.
Before you go, Queen, yeah. Thea, did you want to say something?
Yeah, so could you just mute Richie, please? Because I don't want
I can mute myself.
Yeah, so the reason why I mentioned that he was my absent father is because of the topic that we was talking about. We'd mentioned families and stuff like that, and then here he is in the comments doing the most. So that's why I kind of mentioned, like, it's my absent father. It was a bit of like shade being thrown, but after I've said, like, can you just leave it? You still want to carry on. So that's why I said in the comments before, like, I'm okay, like, nothing hasn't changed, everything's still the same, never no accountability, it's always she, or them, not I, or whatever. You want to say that you like, even bringing up my mom and the religion and all of that, you was up to the most from what time, and then you're talking about being there for your father and working with your father and all of this business. Just allow it. You're always trying to paint yourself as the hero, the savior, all of that. Just stop it. I'm done. Bye.
Oh, bye, babe. I don't want you to go. I actually don't want you to go. I want you to stay.
Yeah, man. Rishi, you want to respond or you want to leave it there?
No, unmute him, Jed, because I don't think he knows how to use it.
Yeah, okay. As I said, because I don't really do these live things and that like that. Because as I said, in my bio, it says I'm here to engage with some work colleagues who were doing TikTok and that during the pandemic. And my son is 14. Well, he'll be 15 next month. And because of that now, as I said, it's complicated. Life is complicated because you make a wrong choice or you do this or you do that. People are going to blame you. People are going to say, oh, well, you did. Yeah, I did. I'm living my life. You know what I mean? Why do I have to apologize for it? It's God I have to apologize to. Not men or women. It doesn't matter what they think.
Not your children, not all the people that you've hurt in the process. You're quite tapped. It's weird. Like, how can you sit there and say that?
I'm sorry for interrupting, but this is quite upsetting. Like, stop talking about your other kids when your child is on the panel.
Let's let them talk, LT. Please, just let them talk. I hear you.
No, you know what, LT, I'm used to it, and that was something that he like brought up the last time that he saw me. He was trying to invite me to one of his other children's christenings. I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, he does that. Whoever is around or whatever, like kids wise, if he's with the mom, he's all around the children and stuff like that. And then you're sitting here on this live talking about economics and family, all of that. Like, you've done nothing. You've done absolutely nothing, and that's what happens on social media, and not even just on social media, in real life. Nobody don't do nothing. Everyone just chats shit.
Yeah, can I just interject, please? Sorry, I just wanted to like change up the vibe just a tiny little bit. I know it's not my live or not.
I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah. If the daughter and father are engaging,
it's the best situation.
Then they're engaging, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell people not to engage, and I'm not gonna say that this ain't something important. I think they are better platforms for them to have the deeper conversation. But it so happens that they both accidentally ended up on here or whatever, and one person said something and the other person respond, then the other person won't respond. We can't just cut in because then we might be creating more. I don't know what to say. Maybe at the best thing you can do, Queen, is try and mediate if you can. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's what we're all doing though, Jeds. We're all here as a mediator.
I don't think we can all mediate.
I was just going to say, just as black people, you know, I feel like we just need to like come together and remember what the conversation initially was about. It was about, you know, initially generational wealth in some sort of way, and, you know, how we can sort of rise each other and have a solution to it, you know? I feel like we all have something going on in our lives, you know, to kind of help us progress a bit further. So I just wanted to say, what can we do for one another on a stage to make sure that we're pushing that agenda and helping one another? That's what I wanted to say.
Big up, Queen, man. I hear you still.
Well, in this respect, they're on here. In this respect, they're on here, and obviously they're not arguing. They're saying one thing and the one saying another thing. If this is the way that they can help resolve whatever issues for them to come and speak to one another, so be it. As long as they're comfortable. But once it's done, we can actually move on.
Yeah, because if we are the ones to help a family situation, then we should do it. Richie, like it wasn't a dig to say about speaking about your other kids and stuff, but it's about having empathy for the child that you have on the panel. Like I grew up without a dad, and knowing that he had other kids, it shook me to the core. Because knowing that he wasn't there for me, but he was there playing dad for someone else, it's hurtful. So I think
I fully appreciate that. There's nothing I can do about it. I was in my 20s. I was working as a taxi driver, working 18 hours a day. Things didn't work out. I left one woman, got with another woman. She helped me set up my own taxi business, right? She said and so on. So like, I can understand where she's coming from, but at the moment, as I said about my son, my youngest son, the grammar school, and normally this time in the evening is when I go shopping, and I'll pop over and see him. We chat for an hour or two, and then I'll come back home. I'm not rubbing her face, not rubbing her nose in it. I've made mistakes. I've made too many mistakes. However,
all right then, Ricky, can I say this to you?
Let him finish his last point and then respond. You made mistakes,
however, it's God I have to apologize to every day, and that is why I'm trying to stay in contact with my children. You know, when I was younger, I was working. Hold on, LT, please. When I was younger, you know, you think, oh yeah, well, okay, I should go over and see. I should go over and see Ruel and Sophia or whatever, and this and that. But I had other children as well, right? So what I did was, you know, you think, well, I'll catch up. You know, I'll make money.
Wait,
this was one of my comments in, you know, which
Uncle Richie, basically. Yeah, at some point you're trying to take some accountability that you've made mistakes. That's the first.
Yes. I've made mistakes.
Okay, so now this thing about the only one to apologize to is God. If you're saying you've made mistakes, that means that you think that some of the actions you've done were wrong.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. But like,
if some of your children suffered from some of the wrong actions or wrong decisions you made, then you have living from some of the wrong decisions. You have living children, offspring that you can also apologize to. So it ain't just about when you go to heaven, make your peace with God or whatever. It's about your living children. They're in such close proximity to you that they can jump on the live that you're on. Like, that's how, like, do you know what I mean? It's not like you're far removed.
I understand where you're coming from, but I mean, in terms of repentance, in terms of making sure that that does not happen again. You know, when you're young, you're thinking, well, there's time.
Talking about God doesn't make you sound great. You always do that as well, bringing God into it. You're so fucking unholy. It's unreal. Like, just
that's right. That is right. That is right. I've sinned and I've sinned and I've sinned. Oh, and I've ended up in jail.
Richie, have you ever apologized to her? Because you've mentioned all your other children. You've mentioned about repenting and making it up to God. But in the whole entire speech that you just let off, I've never once heard you turn around and say, you know what, I'm sorry.
Charles, the apology will be as fake as his accent. The apology will be as fake as his accent.
What accent?
Your accent that you're putting on.
Oh. Sophia, I'm a Brummie. I don't have an accent.
Oh, now you're a Brummie.
Oh, yeah, I was born in Birmingham. I've lived in Birmingham all my life. Come on.
You always do this American accent thing. It's weird.
What American accent?
Weird.
All right, cool. Well, forget the accent and that. Forget the accent. So, like, honestly, Sophia, like, is there any window of opportunity for you lot to sit down for him? Like, what is going on? You might as well. What's going on, man? What is actually happening from your perspective? Because I'm kind of confused now.
From my perspective, I said already, like, there's no sitting down or any of that. Like, he takes no accountability for his actions, so it's pointless.
If he did take accountability,
I wouldn't believe it to be sincere. Like how Belle said, like, I left home when I was quite young. I have 3 children. I have a brilliant relationship with my children. I'm content. We're fine.
Yeah, there's that, but then there's also the other part that I can hear and read between the lines, where this is your pops. You weren't about, I don't know what kind of relationship you got, but you do feel away and you do care. It's clear. Like, I know you got your differences. Maybe it's easier to act like, yeah, I'm fine, but obviously you're not fine. You're fine for your kids, whatever, but you're not fine. We can hear you're not fine. Is there a way that you can get fine with this?
Like, she sounds hurt.
Baby girl,
no, it's not her. I'm just like, I'm pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not hurting. Like, I'm pissed off. It's just like, I thought, you know, like, sometimes you think, like, maybe as people get older, they're mature, the perspective changes, things like that. It's not, it's just the same old. Like,
when did you last speak to your pops?
My daughter, she's going to be 18 in a couple of weeks, and I think she was 2 the last time I spoke to her.
Okay. Oh, big up your daughter. Big up your daughter.
Okay.
And my eldest, he's 23. He's at university now.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
congratulations, Mum.
Uncle Richie, why has it been so long?
I went to give her and my eldest son an invitation for a christening that my ex-partner organized, right? And it turned into a fight between me and my eldest son. That was the last time I saw her.
Yeah, but that's like what, 16 years ago? Yes. Yeah. Okay, so you had a fight with a son.
I had a fight with my eldest son, and she said, "Oh, come on out." So I was like, "Okay." So cool. I left.
Okay, yeah, because you lot were fighting. So what one after that? What one? After that, well, why is that meant you stayed away for 16 years? Respectfully, I'm not judging you, because I'm not in the
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, that was between me and her at that time, right? But like my eldest son, when he was in need, he came and he came when I wasn't living in my flat, and I said to him, I said, "Yeah, you can, you know what I mean?" What was it? I had to go and pick him up one night, 3 o'clock in the morning, because he'd had an argument with his girlfriend and something. So she threw him out. So I said, right, okay. I said, yeah, you can stay at my place, because I'm staying with my girlfriend down the road. You know, never charged him any rent or anything like that.
That's after the fight.
That was after the fight.
Did you not think to reach out to Fia?
I know where she lives, and like I was just like, because I spoke to my sister and she said, "Oh, Sophia's doing this and Sophia's." I said, "Right, congratulations, that's great." You know.
Why didn't you reach out though, as the parent? Why didn't you reach out to reconcile in 16 years?
Well, that's one issue.
No, it's not. It's her life, and it's your grandchildren's whole life. So it's not one issue. It might be one issue to you because you got bare kids and bare different issues. I understand that. I empathize with that. But we're dealing with this one child here, not your eldest, not your youngest. We're dealing with Fia. And what, in your eyes, why have you left it till now? Why is it only now you're getting to speak to your daughter?
Oh, what? Right. My oldest son now, there's like a standing joke. Now, we called Sophia his baby mother, and Sophia his baby mother, and there was and my ex-baby mother, the witches of Eastwick. Right? Because it seemed like no matter what we did or no matter what, you know, it was just confusion. So we just like kind of, well, he split up with her. He's gone on and he's made another life for himself.
Right, so stop again.
I made a life.
Uncle, respectfully, yeah, I started the question by saying, let's not mention your eldest child or your youngest child. Let's deal with Fia.
Sorry, yeah, well,
and on here,
right.
She calls herself Fia. She ain't called herself anything else. So let's call her by what she's identified on here for her own. Get me? She's Fia. Now, Fia, we're talking about her. What is the 16 years of absence in Fia and your grandkids' lives? Why do you think it happened? Is what I'm asking.
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Right. Why did I just listen? I'm the kind of person I just moved off. I said, right, okay, fair enough. My son, when he needed a place to stay, I said, right, yeah. And I gave him the keys. He came and he stayed here. And then I said, he was in Amsterdam. And I said to him, I said, listen, I've had to move back into the flat. He was like, oh, well, I said, it's my flat and I'm paying and the rent's coming through me. So like, I'm moving back in there. I said, when you get back from Amsterdam, I'm going to be there. Okay. And we had to share the place for a while, but then it became inconvenient because, you know, I said, well, look, it's not working.
All right, listen, that's a lot about your eldest. That's a lot about your eldest son.
Yeah, I know, but that's the facts.
I'm glad you filled us in with this information about your eldest son. But yet again, I have to remind you, I'm not asking about your eldest son or your youngest son. I'm talking about your daughter named Fia that is in the panel. And I'm asking, how come after you had the fight with the eldest son, that seems like your relationship got repaired and patched up, why did you not make any attempts to, you know, contact Fia, get in contact, patch things up, whatnot? Why has it been 16 years? That's what I'm asking you.
Because the truth of the matter is that, like, she doesn't want to admit that it seems like she wants to make out that, like, the fight happened because of me. Like, you know, I mean, yes, there was an argument about a lie that I told somebody, blah, 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 blah. And it affected some relationship that he had going with some girl who knew my baby mother at that time. So, like, you know, but that was the fight. And so, like, I just left it. I said, well, like, yeah.
Yeah, but you reconciled since that with the son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you, why did your mind, what was the barrier between you reconciling with your daughter for 16 years? Since you reconciled with the person you had a fight with, you reconciled. Fia, because it's your fault. Hold on. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. You had a fight with your son. Fia told you to come out. You came out. You reconciled with your son. Fia thinks that it was your fault, but you ain't tried to reconcile with her. Break it down. Why? What is the barrier?
Because, as I said, there's her. his baby mother and my baby mother, and it seemed like there's always confusion. These three girls were going out drinking and da 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 da. I didn't want my girls
for 16 years. For 16 years, this is the reason why for 16 years you didn't have any contact with her.
Yeah, and then my baby mother lied about certain things that had happened between me and her, and they believed. They believed. They didn't come and ask me what happened or whatever. So like, I was just like, okay, fair enough. Believe what you want to believe, because I know the truth from my point of view.
Know that you're a pathological liar. That's the reason why nobody's going to come and ask you anything, because you're a pathological liar. It's been proven time and time again. Even with the things that you're saying, it's still not all correct. That's not like one of the reasons why you had a fight with your son.
The fight was over the girl who he was dating, Chantel. Now I told her.
Name dropping. Do you not understand what you're doing?
Okay. Listen. But what am I supposed to do? Sit down and sit down. Hold on a moment. Hold on a minute. What am I supposed to do? I'm not prepared for this. This is just coming off the top of my head.
You just don't have to be prepared for it. You don't need to have any preparation for it.
But like, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
And stuttering every minute because you're trying to formulate more lies.
Formulate more lies. You were there on the night when it happens.
Okay,
it was in the living room.
You know what?
Let me mediate. I'll be honest with you.
I can't.
Sorry.
Sorry, somebody's trying to call me.
But listen to me. Hold on 1 second. Let me mediate. Let's cut through all of this. What happened 16 years ago, nobody cares about. It don't matter. Whatever happened, the fight with Vera Rare, baby mother, not baby mom, friends, you lot believe, that don't matter. 16 whole years have passed. Your child's gone from 2 years old to nearly 18. Your grandchild.
Oh, right. My child. Yes.
Your grandchild has gone from 2 years old to nearly 18.
Was Jedi muted?
No, I hope I'm not muted. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 1, 2. You hear me?
No, you're not muted. I can hear you, bro.
Right, just quickly, Uncle Richie. Yeah, I'm just saying. The ins and outs of the fight, you two arguing about that, it's not serving you any justice. That is water under the bridge. If at some point you don't want to discuss the reasoning between that and whatever, that's cool. But more importantly, the 16 years, you felt that you couldn't approach your daughter because she had certain beliefs about you. What is that what you're saying? I don't even want to put words in your mouth. But why did you not holler at her?
I was just trying to stay afloat. I was working, and that I was living where I'm living about 15 miles away from where she lives in Birmingham.
Do you know how far?
So like, I just gave up because she.
Where are you now?
Pardon?
Where are you now?
I'm in Warsaw.
You're in Warsaw. Do you know where I am?
Yeah.
Do you know where I am?
London.
Are we more than 15 miles away from each other? This is the power of technology means that what you've just said about that distance has nothing to do with reaching out to your daughter.
Yeah, you're literally talking to someone in Scotland as well. So.
Yeah, we're all over the world right now. We're having a convo. So, and smartphones have had this ability for quite a couple years still. Get me? 1 or 2 years, we've been able to chat to people on the other side of the world. That's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
So what's the real? So what I want to know, I want you to be real right now, though. What is the real reason? What, have you done something that you feel ashamed of, or did you feel inadequate, or you just couldn't be bothered, or your new family?
I've done plenty of things that I'm ashamed of.
Why you've not contacted Sia? I mean, in that space.
Oh, why have not? Because she believes the things that my baby mother told her.
How do you fear the rejection?
How do you know?
Pardon?
You feared rejection.
Hold on. How did you know she believed that?
Because they were saying. She was saying, He beat me up. He did this. He did.
No, but
Hold on a moment.
I don't want
Hold
to
on a
hear
moment,
about
please,
beating
Jeddah.
up. No. I'm trying to spare you the private information. What I'm saying is, whatever you thought Fia believed, how do you know she believed it if you didn't have any conversations with her?
I don't know, because they all hang out together and they're all going out drinking and this and that and socializing. So whilst I was discussing it with my eldest son, he said, "Yeah, they've all got knives in your back and they're all talking this about you and that about you." So I'm like, okay, cool. Let them get on with it. I don't need to, because I've had heart attacks and I'm not stressing. I just don't care. Because at the end of the day, I'm alive now. I have other children to think about as well. And so that is it. Because, like, you know, stress is a silent killer. You won't know. You won't know until you feel that pain in your chest. And then you have to, reach for my nitro spray or whatever and head to the hospital.
Do you know what? On 100, you actually remind me of the person I know to be as demon. I call her my mum.
Let's not personalize things. For this moment, please, Bells, let's not make it about us. Or draw any references. It's just about mediation, if possible, or at least allowing both parties to feel that they can express themselves unrestricted. I don't want us to throw any things of, I've got things going on in my head about my circumstances. Sure, you do. Everyone does. It's not
if it came across like that, I do apologize. If it came across like that, I do apologize. But what my point was, with this particular person, they cannot hold accountability, and you are not holding accountability.
Hold on, Bells. I've admitted I've made numerous mistakes. What do you want me to do? Turn into Superman and spin the world backwards?
Respectfully, there's a way you have to angle this conversation. We're not talking about the numerous mistakes. We're talking about your relationship with your daughter and the absence, the amount of time that you've been estranged and the reasoning why. So you can forget about, I don't care what you've done in the past. Shot someone, stabbed someone, I don't care. That's not what we're talking about. Just talking about this specific thing right now, brother, in terms of your daughter that's on the panel and the absence. Now, you said you believe that she was like in league with other people that were talking bad about you, so she would have believed that, blah, blah, blah. But I'll tell you as a man, bro, your child deserves a point in time where you get to separate them from the other parent or other members, and you give them their chance to be an individual adult. I hear
what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
One second, brother. You said to Fia, why didn't you ask me? This is what you said. You said, why didn't you ask me? And she said, why would I? You've already been proven to be a pathological liar. But that means that you hoped that she would maybe have her own opinion. You could have done your best. Rather than waiting for her to ask you, you could have done your best to provide her that thought process. What you've done is you've left her for 16 years with a thought process that you're a cunt. And you ain't even tried to supply her with no new information. Because you're just like, I can't be bothered. I've had heart attacks. I've got other kids. And all of this is coming across as insensitive. It ain't about your other kids. It's about this one here right now. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand where you're coming from, and I understand how it looks. But as I said,
say something. Hold on, can I just say something? You were actually right when you said that you can hear hurt in me, because I'm listening. I'm not saying much, but I'm just taking it all in, and there is a genuine hurt, but it's for the fact that. So growing up, obviously, clearly, he wasn't there for us, but we at one point lived with our grandparents. Me and my granddad was extremely close. Richard having his heart attacks and things like that is caused by drink and drug abuse, stress from toxic relationships, him being abusive towards women, me trying to be like the good child and stuff like that. When my mum had warned me from when I was young about his character and stuff like that, both my granddad and my dad was in hospital at the same time. So I was heavily pregnant at the time, having my first child. I took myself to the hospital to go and see my father. I was too tired to go and see my granddad, so I said, you know what, I'm going to go the next day. I'm going to go and see my granddad. My granddad died, but my granddad was like asking and asking and asking for me, but I chose him over my
God,
granddad.
I didn't
That's
know.
probably,
I just didn't
that is
know.
probably some of the hurt that you can hear in my voice. There's no hurt between like me and him, but it's more that I put this man that has shown like no remorse over the years for how he's treated people. He's on about like, oh, he was worried that I was listening to other people. I witnessed you put hands on women. What are you talking about? It's not hearsay. It's not hearsay. You know that
You
I've
witnessed
had enough,
me putting
and you
hands
know
on
that I have a
women.
personality very much like my mother. When I'm done with the person. Same how my mom, you couldn't come around my mom and try and play any games like what I watched you do with other women. You couldn't be like that. You know I'm like that, and you know that's why you couldn't come back around here and come with foolishness, because when you came around, that was, you know, one of the determining factors that day. Two things: I passed my driving test. This man's never helped me do anything put towards it or nothing. I showed my dad the car. He's turned around and said, oh, you can't afford to get a car. Why would you all of this business, putting me down. And then after the fight had occurred, my son came downstairs and he says to me, "Good, why does he even come round? Like when Nana comes round and she plays with us, she interacts with us, she does things with us, he just sits there like he's a friend." So I thought, you know what? Why am I making this man come around us that done nothing? But now, as an adult, you want to come round, catch in my house like me and you was brethren, like with size. You don't do nothing with your grandchildren. That's why I said, don't even like, this is what I'm saying, like, even when he's talking, he's still not telling me.
Fear, when I came round, when I used to come round with Tamara, did I or did I not bring presents for my granddaughter?
Bro, that's so shallow.
You do that when you have a new woman. That's what you do. You bring them around and everything. Do you also remember that time when your granddaughters was little and was at the house and you were showing off? You gave them some money, and then when you drove off down the road, you asked for the money back. What? That's the type of person that you are.
Ask for the money back?
Yes.
How could I ask for the money back when I left them with you?
No. I'm on about your granddaughter. Not when you had to, but not when you left. This is what I'm saying as well. You had no contact with children. You're giving me things to pass on to your children. That's a different scenario. What I'm about, actually, I don't think my brother's second child wasn't born, so it was just, I think, his first daughter. Like, this is the type of person that you are. That's why there is no reconciliation. It's kind of all right, like, listening to it and everything, but it just shows, like, no growth, no accountability, no nothing. Some people are just who they are. And he's
okay,
well then,
okay, how about this then? Tell me how you think about this. If you're, and I would like to say this in your dad's absence, but he's here, so you're gonna benefit from this, right? But if you know that this is what he's like, do you believe he can bring any benefit to your children's lives? Because I believe he can.
Do you?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do, yeah. I do, yeah. Of course I do. He's their granddad.
Okay, you know what? I feel like this is where we kind of go wrong in society. Just because people share the same genetics and things like that, it doesn't mean. And this is what I've always said to my children: I gave you your human body. I did not create your soul. I don't create the spirit. I'm not in charge of that. I can love my children. I can nurture my children. But at the end of the day, they have their own mind. They have their own spirit. They have their own soul. When it comes to family members that are toxic, I don't think it's good to have them around. I just don't.
Can I say something?
I mean, that's the toxic thing is an opinion. However, what's toxic to you might not be toxic to your child, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Your family members might find you toxic, but no one could tell you not to be around your child. So it's like, we got toxic parents, toxic brothers and sisters, toxic cousins. We don't cut them off just because they're toxic. We learn how to deal with, and we learn how to hold our own space and keep our boundaries. That's what boundaries are there for. But I feel like, would you ever stop Uncle Rishi seeing his grandkids?
They don't want to see him.
But if they did, would you ever stand in the way?
No.
Okay. Well, I think that's something. Listen, Uncle Richie, like everyone's saying the same words to you, unks, and it's like accountability. I'm sure that you're not entirely in the wrong. I'm sure as a man, you're not entirely in the wrong, but I think you're focused on the wrong thing. You need to be in the present now. Yes, you have messed up. You're saying all the right things about mistakes and whatnot, rare, but saying you're sorry and being sorry are different things. And I think you need to shift the way that you're dealing with your daughter respectfully, because you're an older man than I, and you're probably way more experienced, and I could probably learn a lot from you. But respectfully, yeah, the way you've been talking seems like a man that's not willing to actually accept his wrongdoing and then act like he did wrong to repair what he's done wrong.
And action.
I am. You just moved on. You just say, I got other family, blah, blah, blah. That's what I'm getting from you, bro. I mean, uncle.
I am very, very, very sorry. I'm very sorry. I can't turn back time. I made mistakes. I effed up. I've really effed up in my life. I got numerous kids, numerous baby mothers. I can't turn back the clock of time now. What's happened is happened. We either let it go or you just accept it and say, well, look, you know, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it.
Or you work to repair some of the wrongdoing that you've done.
Because the present time is a gift.
And things like, I mean, you see, I don't know.
Richie, can I ask you a question?
Because, pardon?
Can I ask you a question, please?
Ask away. I mean, but like, all right, carry on, yes.
Do you want to repair your relationship with your daughter?
Banging question.
I would like to, but this is not the time or the place, and I didn't even know what the topic was. I just because I've listened to Jedi's show on a number of occasions and that, and I thought, oh, and they were talking about the economics and that, and so I thought, oh, maybe I've got something salient to add here, because
I'm gonna lie, I'd love to be in your situation and have a chance to accidentally speak to somebody and maybe get a link to reconcile. I'd love that, especially after 16 years. I'd appreciate that, man. This is, and you talk about God a lot, and you've been talking about God and repenting. Possibly this is something of a spiritual nature. There's a reason why you and your daughter come on. I'm just saying, maybe don't look a gift horse in the mouth, and maybe seize this opportunity with both hands. LT, what was she saying, sis?
It's divine timing. Like, you believe you're a man of God, so it is divine timing. And
I'm not a man of. Listen.
No, but you see,
okay,
you always sorry, yeah.
I'm not a man of God, but a couple of years ago, I met somebody, and we talked, and we've been talking still. You know, I've been celibate since then. You know, I don't have any women. I'm not having any sexual relationships with women or anything like that. We just talk about the Bible. We're studying and such and so forth. And she keeps on encouraging me to come to church with her and turn my life around. I still smoke weed because I've got arthritis in my joints and things.
Right. That's not anything.
Smoking weed's got nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do with
no, but I mean, like. But Fia said, oh, through drug abuse, and I'm like, huh? Weed isn't a drug.
You smoke your herbs, that's fine. What we're saying is now in this moment, Fia's here in this moment, and I
excuse me, hold on, Prestige.
No, hang on. I'm gonna drop so you and your daughter can obviously.
No, this is not the platform.
Give me a second, Uncle Richie. I'd like to hear what Prestige wants to say.
Yeah.
Let's just give her a moment to just say what she quickly did, then respond to her. Just go on, Prestige.
Because, Richie, we're not saying we haven't heard you're taking accountability for the generic wrong you've done in your life. You've got loads of women. We've heard the general, not to like belittle it, but the noise of everything else. In this moment, we're trying to center our attention on this almost star-crossed moment where you're in the room with your daughter. How likely is this to have happened? You're in the room with your daughter, and I know you said this isn't quite the platform you would have liked to address this in, and I understand that, but we're in too deep now. We've heard so much.
Now. Yeah.
We're in so deep. How do we channel all of that noise into Thea's here? Someone asked you a direct question. Would you like a relationship with Thea? You said yes, but then you had the caveat of but. Without the buts, without the extras, do you want a relationship with your daughter?
Yes.
Okay.
So now the time starts now.
Yeah.
The
So
time starts now.
this is the clock. The stopwatch has begun. Now, Thea's hurt. You're probably hurt. There's a lot of hurt in the room. There's a lot of misunderstanding. There's a lot of conversations that hasn't been had and that needs to be had. And perhaps it does need to happen off of social media.
Yeah.
But what we've established today is a divine thing. You would like to have a relationship with your daughter. And I truly believe, and I said it in the comments, there is an avenue of reconciliation here, and we have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, big up Prestige. I'd second your sentiments. Obviously, Thea's in a different place and Uncle Rishi's in a different place. But I mean,
And Thea, I can completely understand, because you've had in your head for such a long time that it's just not going to happen. He's not making the effort and he's not doing this.
No.
I understand that.
Hold
like,
on one
it's hard.
second. I think you sort of got the wrong idea. No. Like, I think probably because I cut my dad, like, I told him that I didn't want anything to do with him. I was never sat there wondering, like, why hasn't my dad reached out to me or anything like that. I felt better for it. I thought, like, I understand where my mum was coming from as an adult now, and I've got my children and stuff like that. I can see, like, I just thought he was a good person to have around me and my children. And yeah, he just, as a father figure, he is not what I would class as a father. Like, even when he mentioned that he was talking to his son's girlfriend and all of that, like, who does that as a father?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna. What do you mean? What do you mean by talking though? What are we talking about? A conversation or what? Or
no, so him and my brother. One thing about them, they're very two-faced. They like to talk about people behind their backs. The two of them, they're very much two-faced. And other family members know it about them to be like that. So he was obviously like, I think my brother's baby mother must have been upset with him or whatever. Like, adding fuel to the fire about his son. Like, who does that?
Sorry, Sophia, can you say that again? I missed that last part because somebody's.
But you know what?
Somebody's wanting to come. I know what I want.
All right. It's basically basically she's saying that you maybe said some things that you shouldn't have to your son's ex-partner, and that's what started the issues, because you showed some disloyalty and maybe some of the things you said. That's all debatable, whether you did or not. I think it's important to not necessarily get caught up in that.
Yeah.
Thea has said that she told you keep it moving, yeah, and you obliged. However, it still was your duty to find a time to try and see whether she was ready to reconcile and give you another chance, and you didn't do that, which obviously upheld her belief that you weren't really worth worrying about, right? But now the angels and the entities have conspired, and you're both here for whatever reason. 16 years later, grandkids, you got about 20, 30 years tops on you, big man.
With a very loving panel, may I add, because you don't.
The way, listen, hold on.
No,
This is stressful. This is stressful now.
It's time for us to set aside our childish gripes and whatever, and do the best for the whole family. You've been absent for 16. You can be present for another 16. If you play your cards right, swallow your pride, take the role as the big man, as you are, yeah, and work towards. Yes, the thing is, when you talk about, oh, that's not a father, your father could be a whatever, a liar, a cheat, a this, that. Still your father, deserves to be in your life. No one's perfect. There's lies and cheats out there. Some of them have got to be someone's dad. Some of them's got to be someone's mom. Some of them's got to be someone's child. It is what it is. But this throwaway ability of, I'm just going to move on and just forget my thing and not work on, well, people don't want to work on relationships, especially when they're dealing with older people that are stubborn and seem like they're not ready to change. People ain't got the energy for it, Uncle Richie. And this is what I need you, when you do make contact with Fia, this is what I need you to make sure that you are taking accountability and you are avoiding making excuses for what's gone on in the past. And you are looking to deal with the now and the future. When it comes to the grandkids, even if your relationship with Fia don't get back to Batty and Bench or never turns into that, cool. But you got grandkids that can learn, because everything they've heard and seen maybe via this and via that is still through secondhand information. You can give them a chance to find out who you are by relating, and that's by just putting in some groundwork. I think it's worth it, Richie. As you get older, family becomes way more important. You may be getting a second chance to at least broach and slowly creep back into having contact. But I don't want you to holler at Fia and then start arguing about who said what to whose baby mother and who really hit who and who's really guilty. That's dead. If you're going to do that, then it's really no point.
Because you really do have the most beautiful opportunity in the world, Richie. I'm not going to lie. You have like
right.
You've got 3 grandchildren.
Okay, LT, I agree. I agree with I agree with you. You know, however, I mean, like, hold on one.
Fia.
Okay, the thing is, as I said, because like, and I was gonna say to people as well anyway.
Yeah.
The best thing you can do now is buy gold, silver, platinum, and palladium, because we're on the verge of a third world war. Yeah. If you haven't got whatever the cost, if you haven't got it, you're going to be a slave in the next in the new world order.
I have a metal melting machine as well, so if any of you need it melted down and made smaller coins, I can do it for you.
Yeah, I can smelt as well.
Well, small charge, yeah.
Small. Could I ask you a question?
I was actually trying to ask Fia a question. Fia, babe.
Go ahead.
Fia, is she gone?
Wait, who was asking who a question first?
Yeah.
Me.
No, Fia, I like really take my hat off to you, like for you to be able to sit through all of this and have loads of loads of people like intersecting into your life and stuff. You're a really strong woman, and what Jedi was saying about like he might not have been the greatest person for you, but sometimes parents can make the greatest grandparents because of the mistakes they've made in the past.
I do hear that. I have seen cases of it, but when my own child kind of like cemented that as well, like he doesn't do nothing with us, like he just comes.
Well, that can change. That can change.
Chills.
It can change.
My eldest child is 23 years old. My daughter's 18, and then my youngest, he's still young, but I don't know, like listening him and use like listening him. I know what you're trying to do and everything, and it would be nice, but I just this man, he takes no accountability.
No, I get it.
I've taken accountability, Sophia. I've said I was wrong. I've made a lot of mistakes.
So if he
now's your chance to show up.
Has he ever said that before, Fia? Wait, Fia, has he ever said that to you before?
What, that he takes accountability?
And he was wrong?
No.
That's a start then, right?
But you know what? It doesn't, I don't feel like...
Okay, no. I'm not saying you're supposed to get this big change of heart and be like, oh my God, Dad, I miss you. Yeah, come. But he's saying stuff you haven't heard him say before, which I think is a basis to be like, okay, all right, maybe. But the thing is, I can tell with his personality,
to be honest,
with his personality, Fia, you're going to have to work to even get into a level of communication with you. And I don't think you want to put that work in because you don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't feel like it's worth it. He's had numerous of occasions. I'm 40 years old from I was born up until now to be a good father, but he can't be. It's just like not everybody is meant to be a parent as well.
That's
like
you're so right. You're so right, Thea. You're so right. I mean, like, if I could have my time over again, I would have just, that's it, 2 children. But I was careless. I was careless. And I just kept it moving because of other things and situations that I was in and that. I can't turn back.
No.
Can I just say this? I mean, you can't turn back time, but let's focus on the now and the future because there's no point to talk about the past. Do you want to have a relationship with your grandchildren?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, Thea, do you want him to have a relationship with your children?
If it's something that my children want, but like I'm very aware that he's not around.
Okay,
I've spoken to.
I would say this then. I would say give him an opportunity to be a grandfather. If he shows signs that you feel like he's letting your children down, then make a decision after that.
I don't think he wants it really. I think he's saying yes because he's on the live and he's like being kind of forced into it.
Let him prove or disprove that to you. Like, give him the opportunity to be a grandparent. And if he, because I understand as a parent, you don't want to hurt your children or feel like you want your children to go through what you thought you went through also. I get it. But at the same time, you know, children can't be sheltered the whole entire life. They got, you never know that he might have not been the great father to you, but he might be an amazing granddad to the children, the grandchildren. You understand? So give him the opportunity to be a granddad. If he messes up with that, I know you don't want to go through that, you know, upset with your children, but I feel like just give that one opportunity for the kids to meet up with him, see how it is, and then take the relationship from there. If it doesn't work out, then you had the right in your own self to say, look, no, you had the opportunity to be a granddad.
Before meeting up, you got phones, you got these things. If you want to chat, if you want to do this, the meetup is a big deal right now.
It's a lot of time that's gone by. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, I know. At least Uncle Richie, make sure you're following the young lady. You send her a message with your number, and this is how you establish that. Then your next contact needs to be off this app.
Yeah.
You need to phone her or text her. Texting is easy, but be mindful, Uncle Richie. Yes, you're the elder. Yeah. Don't put Thea in a position where she's got to put in more work than you're putting in. You have to put in the most work.
Yeah, because she's also a.
But she's your child.
Yeah, she's her child.
Now, Thea also at some point would have to put work in. She's aware of that, but the issue's not really with her. The issue's more with you. If you approach her in the right way, you're gonna be successful. If you come with this, who said that? What? No, these not, and like, because I can hear all of that you're trying to not say, but because I'm a man and I'm also a father, I know what you're going through. I can relate with you, but you're gonna have to pick up the pieces and do the hard thing. Now, this is gonna help benefit all the relationships you have, the one with God, the one with the rest of your kids, the one with the women or whatever, the lady that you ain't having sex with, but she wants to come to, all of that. Yeah? It's gonna, and more importantly, your relationship with yourself. Yeah? You'll be able to look in the mirror. Even now, you're gonna feel a little piece of relief, like rah.
I feel because I was wondering like how, but like I said, sure. Anyway, and just like when I was young, hold on.
What? No. Because you don't want to.
I was wondering.
What was you wondering?
I was wondering. I thought, well, okay, because like I busted my leg, and it's not the first time. This is the second time now. I've not worked for the last 4 years. I had a letter through from the Social Security, and they said, "Oh, right, okay." So they said, "Oh, you can't work," because I was driving a truck. They said, "Oh no, you can't be working now." So I'm like, "Oh shit," because I was like thinking, "Okay, I'm gonna sort myself out with a car." Then once I'm properly mobile, I can go over to Birmingham, and I don't even go out no more.
So let's go back to the original statement. You were saying you've been wondering how what to establish contact. Is that what you mean?
How to establish contact? Because I asked
No, listen,
hold on.
Uncle Richie, I know I'm cutting you up a lot. I'm trying to guide you through this. Say the words. You've been wondering how to establish contact with your estranged daughter and grandkids. Say the words. Don't let others run how, and it's like you're trying to move past it without admitting it and letting her know. Listen, I've been thinking about how to get towards you because she thinks you don't give a damn.
Pardon?
She thinks you don't give a damn and haven't given a damn.
It's not that. It just hurts, man. It hurts, and I'm gonna use my spray. This is stress, man.
I understand you. I understand it.
Breathe easy, cause I don't want you.
Yeah, like
this is stress, man. And I didn't need this today.
Don't hyperventilate, cause
yeah. Take a deep breath and just breathe through it. You know what I mean? Like,
like you know what I mean? As I said, because like I was gonna leave and go. I was gonna because I did. I promised him. I said, yeah, I'm gonna come down and see. I was gonna come down and see him, and I wanted to turn around and say to him, listen, what do you want for your birthday next month? And he says to me, he said, oh, Dad, can you give me some more gold? And I say, yeah, okay. Like I'll give you a gram of gold, which is like $75, £80 now. I said, because at least if you have that, you know, and you get other monies for your birthday or whatever, I said, at least you'll have something which is of value, and it will keep on accruing value. And he says to me, he said, Dad, have you looked at the price of gold recently? And I said, no.
I understand.
He said, oh, it's going up. It's going through the roof.
Uncle Richie.
He said, so I want gold. He said, I bought him a tracksuit.
Uncle Richie.
Hold on a moment. Hold on. Let me finish. I bought him a tracksuit, and he said, oh, I didn't want the tracksuit. He said, I'd have rather had gold. I said, okay. You know, I'll get you gold for your next birthday. So when I was gonna go down to see him this evening and say to him, listen, I'm gonna get you a gram of gold or something like that for your next birthday, because he just came back from Jamaica a couple of months ago, and he spent money.
Can I ask something?
Uncle
Richie, what's the price of gold? What's the price of gold?
Hold on.
Let me land. Please let me land.
No, I was talking first. So please.
Can I step in, please?
Uncle Richie.
You know, stressful. One at a time.
Right.
Okay.
I was saying to you, because you're talking about your son again, and you're talking about the price of gold. This has no relevance to do with fear. I
know that, but it's just by the by. As I said, I was gonna go down and see my son and tell him about, you know, I was gonna say, look, I'm gonna order another gram of gold for you, blah blah blah. You'll have XYZ or whatever.
This now, though?
No, because
we don't care.
As I said,
we don't care. We don't care. No one is talking about your son.
Say it to me, because I'll tell you exactly what she wants to hear.
Hang on, I can't hear everybody.
Yeah, no one's talking about your son. No one cares. One second.
Okay, go ahead.
No one's talking about your son. No one cares. Like, the question that you're being asked, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think there's something else going on here. You got some blockages in communicating. You freely communicate about your sons. I think that's because maybe you've been in their life recently or whatever. I don't know. But you're saying irrelevant stuff. We don't care. We're talking about fear and how what steps you're gonna take to try and establish communication with fear so that it can go in the right way. And you're telling us about your son and you was gonna go there. I thought you were saying that you've been thinking about how can you get in contact with Sophia, but you're talking to me about your son and grams of gold, and I was thinking
about how I was going to get in contact with Sophia. My sister said, she's on Facebook, or she's here or she's there. And I said, right, okay, give me a number. And so she was like, well, I don't know if she wants you to have her number. And so I just said, okay.
To hear one thing.
All right,
she only needs to hear one thing.
We don't know what she needs to hear.
She just needs to hear that you love her.
Richie,
do you believe
that you can afford to have...
Hold on, I can't hear everybody.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
1 second.
Yeah.
One second. Richie, do you believe...
Hi, brother Richie, yeah? I'm just listening in the comments and things like that, right? And from listening to you, do you understand where Fia's standpoint is? Like, really, like,
I fully understand. I fully understand. I've effed up.
Okay. No, but that's fine.
I've effed up so bad.
But do you? No, that's fine. I don't need you to say that because I've heard you say it already. Do you then understand that you're coming across to her with lots of reservation, even to the people listening? It seems that you have a lot of reservation, even though I've heard you take accountability for the first time today in front of her, which is amazing. That's the first step. But you still are coming over. Please don't be distressed because this is not a place where we want you to be distressed. It's just unfortunate it's gone this way, and God makes things happen for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. But I just really feel that I can even hear a bit of reservation in you, and that's what is making Fia feel like she just basically feels, without knowing this lady from nowhere other than meeting her today on this app, right? She just feels like, do you know what? This man's full of BS. He chats BS. He's saying what he's saying for the live, and after the live, nothing's going to change. I think, do you understand after the live, like Jed said, yeah, when you do make those steps to speak to her, it is about really not bringing up your other children, mums. It's just about taking that accountability of, do you know what? Like you said, I effed up, and just trying to work through that. Just because the question Jedi asked you, you didn't answer it, and you started talking about buying gold for your son. So that's why I'm wondering, do you understand that you're coming across still with a lot of reservation, even though you've taken accountability?
Okay, yes, I understand that, but that's just by the by.
All right.
I'm trying to express myself adequately here. This is not something I've planned.
Let me hear from Justified. Sorry, Just Life and then Queen B, please. Just Life. Just Life, you there? You're not ready? Queen B, talk to me.
Before anyone speaks, can I just ask guys to remember, even though we are fully backing Fia, everyone can tell, we do still need to be mindful that it is obviously stressful for him. He's in the firing line right now. And we do need to bear that in mind, because I can hear the man heavy breathing all sides. And I'm not saying we ain't doing that.
He's been doing it from the minute that Fia opened her mouth, he's been doing it.
No, I guess he's under pressure. But why I'm saying that is because we don't know what's going on for that man, and we don't.
Yeah, no, he's got heart issues. He's had several multiple heart attacks. So we're just telling him, be easy, man.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah.
I'm not here to stress anybody out. I say that for one.
Talk to us.
Yeah. So yeah. So I was gonna say, this is not the whole point of this is not to like gang up on anyone and like try and make anyone feel some sort of way. It's just about accountability, which he has done. I was just trying to see from another perspective where it comes across that you talk about your son or you mention your son as a form of armor, like, to kind of prove that, look, I am a great dad. This is what I am doing. This is what I do try to do for who's there for me, because I felt like everybody else turned their back on me. So therefore, that's why I stayed away, because it's too hurtful to be around. That's how it comes across. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. So,
yes, it hurt. It hurt, and then it hurt. It hurt. You know what? You know what hurts as well. It hurts that instead of her coming and saying to me, "Oh, so and so said this about you," or blah 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 blah. Did you do that, or did you not do? No, they just believe. They just believe friends, people who they didn't know. Hang on, people who they didn't know, and that they didn't come and ask me what really happened.
And I hear you, and I hear that. That's exactly
and that hurts, because when.
Richie, let me land. I'm just going to say this. I understand you felt like, your children kind of stabbed you in the back and you felt disloyalty. You felt like you was by yourself. You felt like you weren't their father in that moment of time. So therefore you thought, well, if they're not going to treat me like I'm their father, why should I be one? That's exactly how it was coming across to me when you were talking. And every time you mention your son, it's because, again, you needed that form of armor. Like, you don't want to feel by yourself. So you needed to mention another family member who you feel is there for you right now and who you are there for currently. But when we speak deeper into it, you do want to have a relationship with your daughter. You do want to have a relationship with your grandchild. You just probably don't know how to go about it without feeling like, she's not going to believe me, which has every right to feel the way how she does, because at the end of the day, it has been 16 years. You understand?
So yes, you can't change anything now. You can't change about the past, but what you can do is make a difference from today on. And this is a great opportunity for you to say, listen, not only have I messed up and, you know, I wasn't the best father to you, but you also have.
Richie and Thea, are you both
Please.
open? Are you both open to counselling?
We've done this. Yes, they are. Let's be done that. Yes, they are.
Counselling. What do you mean counselling?
Counselling. Like sitting down with
because listen, my oldest son mentioned that and all this therapy and touchy-feely stuff, and I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm like, listen, I'm sorry, I've effed up, and you know what I mean. It's only like the last 10 years of my life I've been like kind of stable, and that it's not like I'm a crackhead or an intravenous drug user or anything. I smoke weed, I drink beer. Right? I get drunk from time to time, and that's it. You know, I don't do you know what I mean? So, I don't know where.
Okay, wait. So, for me, I understand you're an old school guy. And the thought of therapy and counseling, that's not up your street. I'm with that. Maybe there's other forms, because I think what we're doing right now is some form of therapy or counseling session where people are getting to speak their minds and there's a mediator. So it wouldn't be as different as maybe a community leader or a family member who has that respect from both of you could be the person in the middle to have these conversations. Because clearly you and your son fight. So I know that there's certain boundaries that are not present in your family, right? And for whatever reasons. So maybe you need an outside member or an extended family member who has a bit of presence about them, and somebody that you both respect. By both, I mean Thea, her kids, and you, and maybe you get a mediator. Would that be better? Would you consider that? Like me, I'm being a mediator. You don't know me from Adam.
Yes, you are. You are Jedi.
It might help.
Right now, my head is pounding.
Yeah,
my blood pressure is through the roof. My blood pressure is through the roof. You know, because like I've used my spray, and like it has. Well, it's you know what I mean. It's worked a bit, but like you know, really, I should be. I don't know.
Okay, quick question. Remember the pressure. Hold on. Remember the pressure and the intensity only comes from your thoughts, so you can control your thoughts.
No, it comes respectfully. It comes from. I came on here, right, thinking like, okay, yeah, the economy and this and that and so on like that, and business matters.
Family, yada yada yada, and lo and behold, your estranged daughter of 16 years is on the panel, and she's called you out, and here we are now. So there's no point. Like what I'm saying is how you respond, how you listen, how you even take on board what's being said. You add the pressure. The pressure doesn't exist. You add the pressure. So I'm saying if you breathe, if you're easy, you can move forward. You don't have to be a super stressful thing. Elevate your feet. Make sure your feet are elevated.
Breathe through your nose, not your mouth.
Take small sips of water and just relax. It's cool. Because one thing I don't want you to do is have a situation before you get to link up with your grandkids again and look them in the eye and give Thea a hug and tell her that you're sorry and see if you lot can move forward.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You know, but it's like, you see, the thing is, because she believes what other people have said rather than what, you know what I mean? And that, like, even the other day, I was talking to a guy who, about 20 years ago, I stopped talking to him because why? Because my ex-partner said that he tried to touch her up. And like, because, right? And I had an argument with her and I was like, why didn't you come and tell me on the day? I said, you're telling me this now 3 months later. Who am I supposed to believe? And we had an argument and then, you know, it was the wrong time. New Year's Eve, we were both drunk, and I did. I slapped her up. I slapped the snot out of her, and it was. But like we were both drunk New Year's Eve, and I said, "I'm going out with I'm just going round the corner to meet Marlon." Right, and she was like, you don't know, he did this and he did. I'm like, what the you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh. So obviously all of that thrown into the mix now, because obviously she's going to turn around and say, oh, why are you talking to him? He did this to me, he did. No, but she's not going to turn around and tell the truth that, like, he tried to touch me up.
Richie,
or whatever.
Guys, let me just say this to Richie, yeah, because what you need to understand is, yeah, and it's going to be very painstaking for you, it's going to be very uncomfortable for you, but unfortunately, the things that Fia has heard and the reason she is the way she is with you is because of the things that she's heard. Yes, you would have loved for her to have reached out to you and tried to get the answers herself. But unfortunately for you, that didn't happen. So you have to try as well, the same way that we're saying to Fia, are you open for it? Are you willing to try? Try as well to be with the now. Of course, when you go into a deeper, personal, private conversation, you're going to unravel things and talk about the past. But you can't.
Love TikTok shop.
Not to be upset.
We
Try
love
not
TikTok
to be
shop.
upset
about
her reasoning of why she stayed away. Try to understand, yes, it's not what you would have liked, but that's the unfortunate thing that happened and that's where it went. But today happened, nobody planned for it, nobody called for it. It was a calling that came and we're here today. So moving forward, yeah, you just need to try to understand that both of you, the past was the past. And if you're both willing as people and human beings to make a change and be truthful and genuine, because that's also one thing that you do need to try to keep in mind, that Fia's reservations is you're genuine. How genuine are you to this? How real are you going to be to that? You can't fault her for feeling that way. So just please think about it, and also think about what the other people said about having an outside person as a mediator. I do not recommend it to be anyone that knows you guys, anyone that is a family member. It has to be a total stranger that has no bias, that is just going to let the conversation be reasonable and fair. And that is the only way you are both going to be able to move forward from this situation. The past is the past, and it can't be changed.
Richie, would you feel comfortable going to sit with your pastor? Because you said that you go to church. Would you be able to go and sit with your pastor and ask your pastor for a couple of sessions? Because you're saying that you don't want to go to a complete stranger, and you're saying that you go to church with your other half. Would you be open to going to sit down and talking to your pastor to talk through your issues? Because I feel that you can't really build a relationship with Fia until you kind of work through your actual demons.
Hold on, Bells. I said, hold on, Bells. I said, my lady friend is encouraging me to go to church. I haven't been yet. I'm very close. I was very close, and
Forget that, because if you done said with chess, you're not a man of God. You said that a few times, so that just be.
No, I'm not a man of God, but I realize that I have to be, because otherwise, if you don't have God in your life, then it's hard.
Do you believe in God?
I don't know. This
I do. I believe in God.
But you don't always find them in church. You've just found them on TikTok tonight.
Yeah.
No, this is not about. This is not. No, it's not.
I don't think you need to limit yourself to seeking the counsel of somebody that is strictly attached to a church. Yeah. But I agree. I hear where everyone's coming from. Mediator, counselor, therapist, this, that, person from the community, family member, whatever. But we all agree that you need somebody with strength and presence to help, to assist you in having this communication. However, we're doing a lot of talking to Richie. I want Richie to rest. Maybe we should talk to Fia, and then we should put this thing to bed. Richie, have you followed Fia so that you can get her number?
I don't know how to follow people on here. This thing.
So if this thing locks off now, how would you get in contact with Fia? How are you gonna?
He knows where she stays.
It don't matter.
I know where. I'm
not driving.
I know where.
You're 15.
I know where she.
You're 15 miles away and not driving. You're not going there anytime soon. So let's not say you know where she lives. It don't matter.
Fia can follow him first, and then he can follow her afterwards.
I don't think he's going to do that.
You're putting onus on Fia. This is what I tried to alleviate Fia from having to do much.
I'm not being funny. I feel like
someone. I feel like a
she
lot of
hasn't
people.
left, so she does want it resolved.
1 second.
Just
I feel like
through how to add someone, I think.
Hold on, can I just speak, Steve? I hear what you're trying to do, but I'm the child. A child never has to go to the parent. I'm the child.
No,
that's not true.
No,
you ain't no child. Hold on 1 second.
I'm his child.
No. You're a mum. 1 second, Steve.
I'm still his child.
You're not a child.
No, I've been through what Fia's
I'm still his child.
Hold on, Steve.
I'm not a child, but I'm still his child.
You are, but sister, and you know it's love and respect. I hope I haven't overstepped the boundaries or whatever, yeah. And you can chat to me after and let me know. I hope I ain't done nothing wrong, right? But let me just say this: you're 40. You said that with Chess about an hour ago. It's too late to claim. You're not in that position anymore. You're both adults now, yeah, and you both can make the decision to come together. You can let go some of your childhood angst and disappointment in looking for a father, and now you can look for a family member or at least a grandfather for your children, right? And that relationship of daughter-father may not be repaired like how it could have been, whatever, but you're now an adult and he's now a grandfather. You need to look at it like this. Make a small enough effort so that he can hang himself with his own rope or he can save himself. And that is like maybe following him so he can follow you back, so you can DM your number and leave it at that for now. But please,
I'm so sorry, Jeddy, but I'm not being like, I'm not trying to stop whatever is going on here. It's a good thing that you're trying to get them together, but at the end of the day, it's Fia's choice whether she wants him in her life. Do you know what I mean? If she wants to take the step, she can take the step, but you shouldn't have to like tell her that she should. Do you know what I mean?
I'm just counselling her. I'm not telling her nothing, and I'm telling her that she shouldn't look at it like she's a child, because she's not a child anymore. So she can't have that perspective of, I'm the child, you was the child, and this is why he's in the position he's in now. But now you're the adult, you can make adult decisions just like he can. So we're not going to just put the adult in on one person. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is, at times, listen, man, this is all part of our own growth. Some people do us wrong, but we've got to make maneuvers to give them the space to even repent. And I'm saying the ball's in Fee's court to that extent where he don't know how to follow people and da. All right, cool. See, maybe
he does know how to follow people. It's an excuse. He's following people.
Okay, do the right thing then. Richie, do the right thing. Yeah, get the number from Fia today. You know how to follow people. What you do is you click on her thing.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to find a pen to write down.
Yeah, listen.
Details on
that. Listen. You press on your screen. You press on her profile. C_A blah blah blah. Yeah. Press on that profile, and then a little orange circle with a white line is in there. Yeah. You press that, and you've now added her. Then you go and find out how to message her. You message her and you ask for her number and you give her your number. And this is the basis. Then you don't bother her for a little while. Yeah? Then you message her and see how you can take steps to try and have communication to see where you can move forward. That's what I'm telling you to do, right? And I hear just life facts saying, oh, it's her choice, rare. Sometimes we can be encouraged to make choices we wouldn't normally make for our growth and our personal development. But if I'm overstepping, I'll take that on board because I am not perfect. So I don't want to be on here, but there might be someone watching me saying, yeah, but Jed, you're a cunt to me. So let me not go on like I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. But when we see the right thing, we speak on it, right?
I totally understand that, but I feel like we're taking into consideration what Richie wants, but we're not taking into consideration what Fee wants. You know what I'm saying?
I think I'm taking into consideration what Fee has told us
Yeah,
and her
we've already
reservations.
had this conversation.
I think we've had this conversation.
Yeah, we have. Said that she is open and she's happy to give him one chance again. So that's why we are actually saying what we're saying. And you see what Jed said. I relate with Thea and saying, nah, I don't think I'm a thing. I'm a child. I'm the child. Like, she's not saying she's the child. She's the child.
Yeah.
Right? However, what Jed said, I think what he said to her, like he said, he's not trying to overstep the mark, and neither am I backing him up. But I think sometimes she seems like a very stand-up woman. She seems like she's got her head on her shoulders. Sometimes we, you know, as they say, give the olive branch. I've been told to do that before, and I ain't giving no effing olive branch, blah, blah, blah. Olive branch. They've had the olive branch. But sometimes in life, like Jed said, you need that encouragement. And if it is something in her heart, she might not want a relationship with him, but she might want to have the talk to get everything out in the open and give herself more closure. We don't know how it's going to end, how it's going to be. But sometimes you do have to give that little bit of olive branch too, to be able to move forward with yourself internally.
Yeah, 100.
Big up. I'm not going to stay for too long. I just wanted to say one little thing. And I just wanted to say it to shut your face. Hi, everybody. Just to Richie and Fia, I just wanted to firstly say that I really, as hard as this must be for both of you, I actually do appreciate the conversation being had here. It's made me think of a lot of things regarding my situation with my father, and it's actually very similar to what you guys are talking about. I can really resonate with Fia in the sense of being like, well, I told my dad to F off about 10 or so years ago, and he did. And I'm like, well, you shouldn't have, because you weren't there in the first place. So when I'm telling you to F off, you should maybe try a little bit harder. But to be fair, I was much younger than I am now. I was more emotional about it than I am now. And I still kind of just, all this time, I just wish he would just make the effort and just come to me, because I am his child and he'd hurt me, you know, like as much as my letter or whatever, me saying to him hurt him. As an adult, he's always older than me and he's always going to be an adult to me.
But remember,
I'm an adult with children.
Danny, because you're getting read Scottish while you're talking, telling the story, and I'm really feeling you. No, but it's because you're with LT. But listen, what I'm going to say to you, sister. Listen, but you know adults, Shadi. I think you're getting to this point. Sorry if I'm interrupting you. But you know adults that are not as mature as you, right?
Right, yeah. Right,
so it doesn't mean that just because you're older, you're more mature. So we got to stop thinking of our parents
it's just the expectation, though. Yeah. You know what it is? It's the expectation that we have on our parents, and we forget that they're humans and they don't know what they're doing and whatever. Yeah. Even though we're parents ourselves and we're going through the same crap that they did. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, we do forget that. We have such high expectations of them, and when they let us down, it can really destroy us as people and how we see them for the rest of their lives and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for having this conversation, as hard as it is, because it is making me look at where I want my dad in my child's life and so on and so forth. And it made me think about something very, very quickly. My grandmother, best woman in my whole entire life, absolutely loved her. She's literally my heart, and she passed away a year ago. Really, really hard, because I absolutely loved her, but she was not a good mum. She wasn't a good mum, and my mum, and she passed away with my mum having obviously reservations and whatever, but my mum made the effort for us as children to have her in our lives, even though there's so much that she couldn't get over herself and there's so many things that they couldn't reconcile and speak about. Ultimately, my mum had a better relationship than she probably thought she would have, because of the effort that my grandmother put into us. Right, exactly. And honestly, she's the best person in the world to me. So I'm so thankful for my mum to give us that opportunity.
That's excellent. I'm so glad you shared that, Shani.
Yeah,
I'm so glad. Thank you.
Ricky sent you 3 roses, hon. So maybe that.
Yeah, why are you just... What are you doing? Cool. Anyway, Fia, I wanna close this segment with anything that you want to say or any direction you want to go in, because I think that we got to be mindful that, you know, you're probably in the most vulnerable position somebody could be in, you know. And I just want to say, if I've said anything that's overstepped the line, or if we've done anything that's upset you, I apologize. But do you want to say anything before we close this section? Because we've been chatting bare about your
I don't feel like anybody's overstepped the mark. I appreciate everybody's comments and advice and all of that. But yeah, we just see what happens.
Love, you know, Fia, man. Big up, man. Thank you for jumping on and whatnot. And Uncle Richie, listen, man, do the right thing. Do the right thing, Uncle. And Fia, you know, this guy is not perfect, and he may even fuck up again. We just got to take things step by step and see how we go. That's not an excuse for you to fuck up. If you don't have no room to fuck up, Uncle, yeah? You don't have no room to fuck up. And you're a big man. We're all rooting for you, though. We're all rooting for you. Trust me.
I hear what Jedi. I hear what you're saying, but like, you know, my main thing was to come on here and just encourage people to buy gold, silver, platinum, and palladium, right? Because my hold on, Jedi, hold on, because let me say this. I could be out to the country next week.
I'm not gonna stop. What I'm saying to you, Unks, is we're closing this segment to do with this reconciliation between you and your daughter. I don't want to hear about gold, silver, platinum, nothing from you. Yeah, all of that black economic. I don't want to hear. You could jump on another day and talk about that. Right now, we're talking about this thing here, and we're gonna move forward. So, respectfully, if your closing words are about this, cool. Fia said, "Yo, let's see how it goes." Rare. I've said to you, Unks, don't fuck up. You got chance now. Yada. I don't know if you've tried to get the number or give your number over, but this is what you need to focus on. I've followed her, so like now trying to finish your point about platinum, gold, silver, and plutonium. We don't care, respectfully.
Jedi,
we don't care about that.
As I said, that was what I came on here to express to people, right? Because my lady friend has got 5 acres of very, very fertile land in Sierra Leone. And
make sure you follow
hold on a minute. Yes.
Make sure you follow Fee and send her number, respectfully. Yeah? I don't want to hear about nothing else. Because you're just going to shoot yourself in the foot and say a mad thing. Big up man like Ginge in the building, Bantu Wellness, and all of you lot, man. Please tap the like button. My brother Southside's in the building. Didn't even want to jump up. Big up Miss P, Miss B, and everyone else, man. Sorry, man. I just wanted to put a nice, neat bow in it. Do you know what I mean? Rather than him. I know Uncle's going to start talking about some next thing. He's going to shoot himself in the foot. He's going to bring up his son. No one ain't trying to hear that right now.
You know what I think he was kind of saying, but you know he gets a bit thingy to land. He came on here to talk about the gold and blah, blah, and then the conversation ended up like this. But it took so long to get there. No, I don't think, we're thinking he's just going to talk about gold, but I think
he is. Before you jumped on, he did it already. He was going to talk about gold. He was.
He would have. And this is like, when he said like therapy and stuff like that, that has been put to him in the past. But I don't even know if a therapist would want to take it on board as well, because you can't get, it's just, it's a headache.
Well, he might start buying some gold for you.
This, like, he's talking about family wealth and stuff, like some of the stuff that he was saying about my granddad. Yeah, it's true. I came from a very well-off family, but where we all are now doesn't show anything of that. His father gave him things and stuff like that. He squandered it.
He messed it up.
As he said, he lived a fast life. So now we're here, and now he's trying to give advice. That's why I said what I said earlier, because I thought this is so hypocritical. You're trying to give advice, but you've never given us any advice or anything like that. You were given opportunities and wasted them, and then you want to talk about the Jews.
Well, I commend you, Fee, for even staying on the platform before the conversation got into you and him, just even being able to sit there with him on the platform. You've obviously come a long way with this situation with yourself. And to even sit there while it turned in about you and him, it shows me, I don't know about anybody else, but it shows me that you are actually willing to hear. And I don't know if that's because you actually are curious of the answers because it just ended up happening, but be proud of yourself because you could have left it ages ago. You could have left it ages ago.
No, you know what?
When big up yourself, 100.
Thank you. When I originally saw like his name in the comments, I did. I thought, oh my gosh, should I leave? And I thought, no, like I want to like see what this man has to say. And then when I see him typing stuff, I was just like, oh wow, like let me just
because you know, at the end of the day, subconsciously, even this today will give you both a bit of. It might not be closure, but something else that you never had. Do you know what I mean? So even if it doesn't go any further than today, and he is what you suspect him to be or expect him to be, just have an open mind and be proud of today. Today was a good set. You heard what you heard. You've got to say what you got to say, and I'm sure you feel a bit more refreshed about the situation than you did previously. So just be proud of yourself.
Yeah, it's true because you were saying earlier that you have heard him say things that he's never ever said before. So just I'm proud of you for staying where you are because, to be honest, I don't think I could. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I don't think I would have listened to him neither. I'm a bit ignorant. No, I am. That's why I have to commend you because you actually stayed. That's why I said for me personally, it shows me that you're actually willing. For whatever reasons, it doesn't matter. You're actually willing to hear. That's a big step in itself.
I think I wanted to see, I think because I feel like I obviously grown since then, and I wanted to see if there was any growth with him because I'm like, I talk to my auntie every now and then. I'm close with my cousins, and obviously, like, I hear things through them, but I thought I just want to see where his head's at. And yeah, I've kind of seen.
Yeah. Do you feel like he's grown a bit, or
no? To be honest, no.
She don't feel like he's grown nothing. She's just giving him a
No, I
chance
wanted her
because she's
to
a
answer.
decent person.
I just wanted her to answer someone. Yeah, no, I'm just asking her, innit? Like live and direct. You know what I mean? Like, are you willing to kind of like work along with him, like to try and build a relationship?
I'm
moving forward.
I'm not sure how it would be for us. Like I don't think my older two children want anything to do with him. To be honest, I have a younger child that's never met him. He doesn't know anything about him.
But do you know that your older two will follow your lead?
Yeah.
Yeah, your older two will definitely follow your lead. So if they see that you're trying and they can see that he's putting in maximum energy, I'm sure that they will give him a little time of day.
You know what? The thing I gotta be. My children, this is I kind of said already before. I gave them their human body, their minds, all of that. It belongs to them. My eldest, I don't speak to my ex, but my eldest does because they have a good relationship. I don't have a problem with that because the reason why me and my ex broke up has nothing to do with how he was with with my children.
Yeah.
So I can understand it, but especially like my son, he is extremely about loyalty and things like that. My brother that he mentioned as well, my son tried to reach out to him a few times as well, but even him himself is just like, it feels like it's lost cause, Mum. And that's like coming from a 23-year-old. Like when he said that he wanted to go and meet with my brother, I didn't even say nothing. I didn't say like, oh, that's a bad idea or anything. Okay, you go and spend time with your uncle, that's cool. What?
Yeah, no, that's all well and good and everything. But I'm saying, like, they will follow your lead, even if they have reservations. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, your children are going to hurt because you're hurting. Do you understand? Or like they'll be upset because you're upset. Do you get what I mean? So, like, you know, I know the past is a hard thing to kind of get over. Like you might be able to forgive it, but you will never forget it. And that's one thing that I will always understand. And sometimes you just kind of need to put your past aside and just work on your future. Do you know what I mean? And just try a little.
Without speaking for her.
Try
I think she just has reservations.
No, I understand what I'm saying. Like, you know, just try a little, because like everything that you're describing is what I've gone through with my family. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. You understand? So it's a thing where, like, me, I feel that I can't repair mine, but how it sounds and how everything's come together today, like by the grace of God, you lot have ended up on this life, and I feel that there is a chance, like even if it's a slightest chance, that you lot may be able to work on your relationship and move forward. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want you to give up hope.
And that's what I was going to say, without speaking for her, because of course I can't speak for you, Thea, but I think that's just what it is. It's just like, actually, it's like she's open for the chance, but she needs to see that he's got the like when he was on the platform, like I said, you need to show that you're being genuine and it's real, because she already is there thinking you're still full of BS. So she has to also be open-minded to giving him a chance to show that he has changed also. Jedi, some other people's trying to get on your platform.
You doing, guys?
Yeah, salute, man. Salute. What's good?
What's going on? First of all, I want to apologize to the ladies. I didn't mean to cut them off or anything. I was being a bit aggressive in the chat. Second, I want to say Jedi, Lion of Judah. Love. I see you out in Speaker's Corner. Like,
Big up yourself, King. Big up, man.
Yeah. Don't worry. The fire is growing. Like, believe me. So starting off on a random one. This is just news because it needs to be shared. If nobody knows yet, the situation in Israel just escalated some. They bombed a Russian embassy in, I believe it was Syria.
What?
So if you don't understand implications of that, Israel just attacked Russia. Russia been pumping out propaganda videos of what would happen if they hit a nuke onto London. You know what I'm saying? All the children and women out there. I mean, brothers. Yeah, I mean, we're running for ourselves. Like, you got, survivors of the women and children. You find yourself an underground station. You got 7 minutes. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, we hope it don't happen. But think about this: Israel just attacked Russia.
No, I thought you said 7 minutes from now.
Nah. How did I? Are you mad? You think I'm calling you guys? I'm calling my mumsy. Like, but yeah, I say it with lightheartedness, just to be just keep the news channel on, innit? Just because, you know. And actually, I only say this because Russia released a statement to Israel saying every Russian citizen gets out of Israel immediately. Yeah, because something big is coming. So, boy, I mean, it sounds like the final trumpet has been blown.
They
You know what I'm saying?
notice, so I can go to the airport and get my ass out of here too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you think you're getting on one of them planes?
Where you running to?
Who's got think they're going to let you get on the plane?
See, I'm in Scotland, guys.
Listen.
I don't think the bubble goes over here. No, actually, they're bombing Scotland.
Are you mad?
The nuclear engine is actually in Scotland.
Jedi,
We're
she's going to
actually
get the air.
We're hosting the nuke.
Scotland.
We're hosting the nuke.
Yeah, exactly. Scotland actually.
So me, I need to come to London.
The nukes are in London, are in Scotland.
Yeah, I've worked in the place.
Who's got space in their suitcase? Go to Jamaica. What?
Bells, if you want to take me to Jamaica, I'll come with you.
Do you hear me begging for space in someone's suitcase, LT?
Oh, okay, sorry. And then I'll get in
saying
your
is-
suitcase and someone else's suitcase.
This is real. This is real serious because,
Reggae
like,
music.
I know. Well, I come on TikTok to troll. I come on TikTok to troll, and I felt the need to share it.
LT, how much reggae music
your
do you want to
petrol
listen to?
cans.
How much reggae music do you want to listen to when you're there? Like that much or that much?
The latter.
Hey, panel, let me put you on prophecy. Jedi, because you seem like you got all set up. Play the song "Patience" by Damian Marley. And there's a specific line in it that you want to look for. I think it's like the second verse, halfway through the second verse.
Let me start packing my suitcase now. Where's my passport?
Let me just so you don't miss it, I'm going to say the line.
Is it?
And the ones in the West will never move east and feel they can be at home. Get tricked by the beast, but where you gonna flee when the monster is fully grown?
Yeah.
The trick, man. They're stuck in the West. And remember, Russia was offering Westerners, come to Russia, sell your homes, just bring your money, come to Russia. We'll look after you. Shit's gonna get peak soon. Leave the West.
Dad, I'm coming home.
Yeah, boy.
See, I'll keep saying what I always say. I think there's something, see, with these nukes, I don't think it's what they make it out to be honest. And I don't know, like, I don't know. Yeah, there's just, see, when a woman has a gut feeling about something and you should always trust it, it feels like one of those moments, and I don't know if it should. I'm not saying trust me though, like, I'm just saying it's one of those moments.
Respectfully, LT, I'm gonna trust that nuke is gonna fry my ass if it's right. I'm not gonna.
Have you got melanin? Because melanin helps stop the radiation. So.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna mean nothing with the doses that you're picking.
No, Jedi, you're shaking your head. But do you know that Uncle Richie was talking about the price of gold? Have you ever looked at the price of melanin?
Yeah, but do you know why
I think
it's
there's
that
a reason
expensive?
for
Because
that.
you've got to drag it out of a body. That's why it's expensive.
Wow.
How you been, LT?
I've been all right, Bells. How have you been?
I'm looking a plane ticket to go to Jamaica or Trinidad. So if anybody wants to, send one my way, please enter.
I've not got 1,000 likes yet, so I can't even start my own lives to start raising money.
Bells is looking for sponsors. So am I.
Bonyo.
Funny enough, this is how the life kind of started out, talking about milk. The girl begging for milk.
And now you're begging for plane tickets.
Oh God, I was on mute. Sorry if you could hear that noise in the back. I was just going to say anyway, just to add in, for all the drivers, petrol's going up. So just get your petrol cans now, fill up, keep it in a safe space because it's going up.
If you've got a diesel car, don't get rid of it like they wanted you to, because then you won't be able to make biodiesel.
Okay, I actually think I do need to call my mum. If I come back, I'd love to be brought back up, but I'll chat to you in a bit.
Okay.
Bye.
I really think it's time to start making phone calls. Take care.
No, honestly, I don't think, but yeah, you do what you need to do.
Listen, you know what? I was talking to my aunt last night, right? And it was because on the TV in the back, in the back, Israel was on. They were showing that Israel was being bombed and whatever. And I was saying to my aunt, do you remember when I told you like 3 months ago, the government put out, I don't know if anyone saw it, but they literally did it for like 4 days and they took it down and stopped the TV from publicizing it, social media. And they were saying that everybody needs to get a emergency. They actually called it an emergency pack. And they were saying you need to get batteries. You need to have.
Yeah. First of all, it started in some European country where their leader was telling them you don't need to stock up on stuff.
And then England.
Then our leader said it.
And England was like 3 months ago. England, I've still got the post. I can send it to you.
I saw the video. And it was like, because the times we're headed
they
into.
had pictures of everything you needed. They said first aid kit, a torch with batteries, tin food, baby supply. And like I was talking to my auntie about it, and I was saying, we take it lightly, yeah? Even now, we're talking about it now. I'm talking about it again. But do we actually have these supplies? Because something is coming to we're already in World War III, like I said to my auntie last night. But because it's not hitting America and it's not hitting Europe, no one is taking it seriously. No one is registering This is World War III. We're in it. But because it hasn't come to us, we're just like, oh yeah, blasé. No one's got their strategy plan. Like I said to my aunt, because my aunt lives near me, but I don't live in London anymore. Like I said to her, God forbid it goes blank. What are you going to do? You need to be able to have a point with me. We're going to meet at this point. We're both going to drive to this point at this time. Because people need to understand it's that real.
So I need to start printing off the maps that I've got saved on my computer then?
Say that again, sorry?
So I need to start printing off the maps that I've got saved on my computer then?
You need to do whatever you feel is best for you that's going to help you in that time.
You know, it's funny because Donald Trump was actually talking about the purge, I think yesterday or the day before.
I didn't see that. But people need to take heed. We need to have battery-operated watches, battery-operated torches, loads of... And the thing was a setup, because I don't know if anyone's even realised this, with batteries. I used to buy the big pack, like the big pack that cost £10, £11. I don't buy that pack no more, because when I'm going months later to get a battery out, how about the battery don't work? How about they're selling dead batteries to people? So you think you're stocking up on batteries. When it's time for you to bloody use the thing, it doesn't even have any power for you. So it's all a crazy setup. That's why most people, like in the American, that they have generators. They have these things set up so that when the time comes, boom, the light is kicking in. In the Caribbean, certain people have the generator, boom, the light is going to kick in. Of course, not everyone has means to do that. I don't have means to do that because I live in a landlord's house. So I don't have means to have a generator. But we do need to really sit down with ourselves and our people and our families and seriously register what is actually happening in the world, because it is not... They said it 2 months ago. They're giving the UK 2 years to get ready for the war. And Russia said it. He declared it 2 months ago that America is officially an enemy of his. But who's taking heed of these things? Nobody. Nobody.
Because it's like they say it every couple of years. So no one's paying attention.
Yeah. Everyone just thinks it's a hoax or whatever. Yeah. Or because, you know, the Middle East always have war and then it dies down, or you just stop hearing about it. So people are just taking it with a pinch of salt. But
it's the boy. It's the boy that cried wolf, isn't it? You know that one? Like, yeah, we're like, oh yeah, we heard this before. Cool. But yeah, one day it's gonna be real, isn't it?
Very.
I actually bought
I know
a whole
someone
book,
making a bunker. I don't know how much spaces there's gonna be.
Send me the location.
No, you're laughing. Do you know how many people got making bunkers right now? No, I don't think you think it's... You're laughing. Okay.
Nah, there's a couple of tunnels in West Norwood as well.
No, the ones in the UK, you know what I heard? Because you know there's bunkers in the UK, right? For people, for civilians, yeah? There is actually bunkers. But what I've heard is you don't actually want to go to those bunkers because they're not actually going to ever let you out, or some crazy shit. It's a setup. They're saying don't go to any of the government bunkers because it's actually a setup.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
I wouldn't want to go to a government bunker. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I'm just going back home, mate, because they ain't going to be disturbing the Caribbean. I'm going home or Africa, so boy, that's the plan, to get out of here in the next 2 years and leave everyone to it.
I'm coming. As long as you got a ticket for me, I'm coming.
Hey, we need to make a GoFundMe so we can have a ticket for everyone. Do you understand?
Forget everybody.
Right? Everyone needs to put their money in the pot so we can all get our tickets and get the freaking hell out of here.
Trust me, before it's too late. But I don't think there's no way you can run.
Where we going, Jeds? Where we going? Well, we have to try and run.
Nah. And I think if England's going to be mashed up and America's going to be mashed up, they're definitely mashing up the Caribbean. They ain't letting bare niggas run off to the Bahamas and whatnot and go cool off on islands and that. Are you mad? Nah, you don't got to go down with them. Same with Africa. They ain't going to just leave it.
No, you're right. yeah, because I said to my aunt, I might go to Egypt or Dubai because they ain't going over there. She's like, what? What's you going over there for? I said, because they ain't touching. Those people are exempt from this. Do you understand me? They're exempt.
You think so? I don't.
Yes. When it goes crazy, they're not going to be troubling those people because they are not involved in any of that. They're separate.
I don't feel like Egypt is exempt though.
Yeah.
Those countries are separate to all of this. That's why you can go to Dubai and work and it's all tax-free, and because they don't have the same law. They're not part of the, what's that thing called? Where all the countries are together, man.
They are. United Nations.
Yeah, United Nations. They're not really a part of it.
They are. I'm sure they are.
I don't have the fact, so I'm not going to say yes, they're not, because I don't want to be trying to put fake information out to the internet. But from my knowledge, they most probably are in it somewhat, but they're not in it where they have to be allies with any other country. When it gets to the credit crunch, they're not allies with no one but their damn self. That's what I mean. They're not allies, so they don't have to get involved.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, well, we'll have to do some research on that. And I'm going to do some research on that.
What's it called?
Who is that?
They're not part of what's it? Canada, America, France. What's it called? There's a word for them.
The United Nations. That's what the word I'm looking for. I know that's the word I was looking for.
There's a proper word for them.
I can't remember it myself, but I know that's what I was trying to say.
But
and then the only way I
starting the fight with the Russians and all of that, they're not part of all of that. They got their own standing. The Emiratis and all of those type of countries. But yeah, man. But
you're talking about a treaty.
No, there's a treaty. There's a treaty amongst the Western countries. And what's it called? Oh, bloody hell. NATO.
I can't remember them either.
NATO, that's it. NATO.
Yes, that's what it is. NATO.
Yeah,
they're not involved. That's what I'm saying. They're not allies with any other country like that in the NATO.
Yeah, they're not part of NATO. So to be fair, even those countries, they're all interlinked through economy, even though they're not directly interlinked through through treaty, because they're all part of the oil. The same with America. They all got those the same So the best countries to probably run off to will probably be like a Colombia, a Botswana, Kenya, those type of countries.
Right, let me phone my Kenyan friend tomorrow on WhatsApp. Boy.
I reckon the safest place in the world is going to be Peckham. I promise you. It's going to be somewhere like Peckham. It's going to be live.
What did you say? I just heard the Peckham bit. Can you say that
I reckon
again?
the safest place in the world is going to be Peckham or somewhere like that. Everyone's going to run to very beautiful locations and rare, jumping on planes.
Peckham is not going to be safe because
it's going to be calm.
The radiation is going to be able to spread that far. You're not going to be wiped out over there. Wait, you don't listen. He's trying to get the people killed. Do not listen to him. He's setting up the people.
Yeah, bro.
We might be an agent right now. We might have an agent over here right now because I don't know where you're telling the people to go Peckham.
Man said commercial way, that's all gone, bro. That's gone. That went yesterday.
Man. Well, there's a lot going on in the world, man. See, walk on. You good, yeah?
Nah, you joking me.
I'm good.
All right, man. I want you to be good as well. That's the thing. I want a happy ending out of this, man. I do. But
I'm nice. I've got my cup of tea. I'm putting my little one to bed. I'm nice.
No, you don't want to know what I've just done. I just burst the Hennessy. I'm going for the apple juice. Where's the apple juice? In my child's belly.
I should drink it all.
The apple juice is in my kid's belly.
Big up whoever that was. Big up Jonathan. Much love, Jonathan. I'm on.
Damn, but
yes, he's still there. He's still there. Remember, this conversation started with Jess talking about milk. And like,
That's what I said. It was milk. Was it oat milk?
Nah, it was just milk. Whatever milk that the woman needed for her child. I don't know what milk it was, but yeah, a child needed milk, or that was the allegations that a woman was crying that her child needed milk. And then, I don't know, we've been chatting for hours. Mad. Yeah, man.
It's been more than hours. It's been about 7 hours now you've been online.
Big up to everyone that tapped the like. Big up to everyone that gifted. Feel free to, like, you know, show your love to members of the panel, because they've all given amazing input, each and every one of them. It's been difficult, but they've all been patient. You know, they've bit their tongues, whatnot, and whatever. So show some love to these lot. Follow them if you like their way they speak and whatnot, and make sure you lot are following me as well. And yeah, I got big up everyone watching on YouTube. Yeah, big up the.
Can I just add before you end?
Yeah.
This is a big moment for you as well, Jed, because you're the first person, even though I've only been on TikTok literally a few weeks, I've never joined a live. I said I'm never going on TikTok and speaking. I'm staying in the comments.
That's what I said to myself, and how many months
See that
later?
conversation, yeah? I was typing away too much. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta go
that
on
was
there.
serious. It was serious still.
I couldn't
help it. So big up yourself, because you actually got me on TikTok.
Drew you out.
Yeah, you did. It's true. He draws people out. How you draw people out? Listen, a couple of months ago, I was just there watching. Why did I check up my big self and press button like I got something to say? Like, hello. Yeah, and I'm
let me give you the killer. So my daughter walks past. She looks at the phone, sees it on mute. She's like, Mum, are you on TikTok? No, Mum, seriously, you can't be on TikTok.
Seriously,
like,
please
no,
don't be on TikTok.
Are you on TikTok?
It got me in the end. It literally got me in the end.
Well, Jedi got me, and he knows where we come from.
Yeah, we come from a long way, but we come from years back.
So
yeah, but big love. I'm glad to have spoken to you. People in my chat, people on YouTube, like, yo, is that
yes, it's fine as wine.
Okay, maybe is that FW? I was like, yeah. So you'll recognize your voice. As soon as I heard your voice, I was like, hold on.
Do you want to know a joke? Let me tell you a joke, yeah, before you go. I was at work. My work does conferences in all different buildings, in hotels, because we have all different partners. So we was at a conference a couple of months back last year. Anyway, obviously you don't know people because it's all from different establishments all over England. So you never met each other before. On the break in the smoking area, the girl's like, "Oh, are you fly? Are you fly? And I'm like, no, she's like, are you butterfly? Yeah. And I was like, first she said, you use Instagram, yeah? And I was like, not really. And she's like, oh my God, you sound like somebody I know that goes on some person's panel that I follow, and then the person's name, I'm gonna have to look for it because you sound like them. And I'm like, nah, it's not me, lying out of my back teeth, you know? Next minute now, on the next break, she comes back to me, she's like, I found their name. It was Butterfly. Are you sure it's not you? Are you? And I'm like, nah, it's not me.
Nah,
it's me.
Nah.
I couldn't believe my voice is that distinctive.
Nah, it is. It's bait.
No, that's terrible.
Started talking and my eyes was like,
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Butterfly, do I know you?
Yes, you do.
I know you from somewhere. Big up, man. Big up.
Big up yourself.
Yes. Yo, Big Branson. Big Branson. Yo, what's good, brother?
Yeah, I'm cool, man. What's good, man?
Yeah, not bad. What are you talking about?
Oh, not much, bro. I just thought to, I was in the audience and I just thought I just heard you guys talking about getting the hell out of this country. I was thinking,
yeah, what's your thoughts on that then? Yeah, what's say that again, bro?
Yeah, this country's coming to the end, man, literally, bro. You know, if we're looking at like just the cost of living and just to earn a living out here, man. You know, and even if you were looking at investments, bro, everything's going up, property, everything. So, but I'm getting a sword. Wages are a joke. Everything's a joke out here. So, I'm looking to pack my bags anytime soon, man.
Where you trying to go? Nigeria or something?
No, obviously that's my roots, innit? You get me? I always love Nigeria, but even they got their issues there. But there's better choices to be a nomad, you know.
No man, because it seems to me that nobody has the place to go. Nobody's got a place to go.
Well, people say
everyone just knows they want to get out of here, but no one seems to really have anywhere to go.
We're not sure where's really going to be safe. But that's
Exactly.
my reason why I can't give you a real answer.
Yeah. Me too.
Wherever you see the all they say is wherever you see the middle class flee into, innit? That's where you should go to. So, you know, there's a lot of white men in places like Thailand, Brazil, these type of places, you know what I mean? Brazil's probably a good one.
Yeah, I ain't gonna. No, it's not gonna be Brazil. I'm not running to fucking Brazil. I tell you, what? Brazil? No.
Yeah. Well, people don't understand this though.
I'm not running to the city of gods, mate. Are you mad?
No, but like the North Brazil, not Rio. What you don't understand is a lot of the most black people outside Africa are in Brazil. Actually.
He's in Brazil. Yeah, I know that. I know that.
The northern parts of Brazil is most like is all black. You know what I mean?
Well, anywhere Jedi goes, I'm following. Where we going, Jedi?
Peckham.
You wouldn't go Yard or Trinidad or one of them countries there?
Nah, hell no. Hell no. You know what I mean? I don't want to be stuck somewhere. I don't know where's good.
Tanzania.
China sounds good because there's bare islands in that.
Tanzania is beautiful. I went in lockdown with my children in the winter, in the last lockdown, because they was the only country in the world that wasn't doing any lockdowns. They didn't want to have nothing to do with like the rest. So that's why I went with my children for 6 weeks, and it was absolutely amazing.
But didn't their president get killed for that?
Yeah, the president got killed. Oh, well, not just over that, because the country was open kind of per se to like the Chinese, like mining and stuff like that.
You got some feedback, brother.
No, I think it's Richard.
Was it Rich?
With a microphone. What island was that? That's why I wanted to unmute, just to ask you to repeat the island, because I missed it.
Oh, Tanzania.
Oh, my sister went there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's up to, I've told, from I came back, I've been telling everybody you need to go and have a look at that country. Like one day, me and my kids went to this other part of the city. I'm telling my children that we're going to another city, and then my daughter was like, "No, it isn't." But our driver couldn't speak any English, so when I've got there, I said to the people, "I'm like, we're in another city now," and they're like, "No, you're in the same city." It took us 3 hours. We wasn't even in traffic to get from one part of the city to the other part. And like our host, we had the Airbnb. She was saying it. She was just like, we only use 1/3 of the land, and she was just like, you need to come build your home out here. But like the vibration of the country, the people, that's where you need to be.
And they got that part like an island.
I haven't been there. My sister went there, and when we have our conversations about this, she's like, "I'm going to Tanzania. I'm going back there." She had an amazing time. She loved it. The same stuff you're saying is kind of the same thing she was saying.
Yeah, it felt like home. When I got back to the UK, I've never had depression in my life until I came back to the UK. But then I found like some statistics online, and it was saying that Tanzania is the second best place to live in the world because of like the mental health rates and stuff like that. And I said, like, when I was out there, it's high vibrational, the food that you're eating. Like when we came back, we stopped eating chicken and loads of other things because we were just like, nothing tasted real when we came back here.
And the food's fresh there.
Fresh. Every morning we was having like fresh mango juice or pineapple juice, like picked for us, made into juice. Like, oh, beautiful.
So basically, everyone's going to Africa then.
Yep.
We ain't got enough room for all of you lot, man.
Oh yes, they do. They've got plenty of space. More
Yeah,
than
but now
enough.
there's gonna be jam up when you lot all come.
No, it won't. It won't. Trust me.
Come
And
on,
I
hold
was
on.
in.
Who's you lot? Who's you lot?
As I say, you lot, innit?
You know what? I was staying in the one city. There was like lots of other cities that I didn't even go to. So like in just that one city that I was in, how big it is, like trust me, there's plenty for all of us.
What are you saying, Jed? You're on it, yeah? We're going.
I watched the documentary about Tanzania. They got lots of Asians there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did look beautiful. It did look like they had some interesting architecture and that. Yeah, Tanzanian women was looking.
And they're very much for their people. Because a lot of people were saying to me like, how come I didn't go to Ghana or why I didn't go to Sierra Leone? But because I had friends and family that was like out there in those other countries, they were saying that they very much bow down to like white people in that country. Like they put the white people on the pedestal. And then I had one friend who ex was Tanzania and she was just like, they're not like that. And then I saw the stuff online that they wasn't doing the lockdown. So I went there. And when I went there, the people were saying that they were just like, no. Like our black people, that's who we put first above anything. I felt it. It was just, yeah, beautiful.
Was there holiday romance?
No, it wasn't a holiday. Remember, we was in lockdown.
Yeah, but so you didn't find it? It wasn't a holiday to you. What was it like there? What did you do?
No, because so when we had the first lockdown, it was in summer. I didn't adhere to any of the rules or anything. I was still doing things with the children. But in the winter, there's nothing for them to do but sit down and be on the computer all day long. So I was just like, yeah, we're not doing that. So Boris made the announcement. I think it was like 4 o'clock. 6:30, I was looking for flights. I remember my daughter was packed and ready to leave. But then I think it was like 2 days after the announcement, I just left and I went there for 6 weeks. And yeah, just enjoyed ourselves.
That's nice. Some people can't leave their yard for 6 weeks, and some of us have got stinky dogs, and that 6 weeks is long, man.
Get rid of the dog. Get rid of the dog. I'm sorry. It's my family. My family comes first in our health.
Animals are not meant for pets. People treat animals as pets. Yeah, I've done it in the past. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's why I'm gonna be honest. I've had a dog and I love dogs, but as I've got older, I've understood we are keeping these animals as pets, and they're not pets. How would we feel to be in a cage, or to be in a fish tank, or to be in an aquarium, or to be in a zoo? That is not what animals were created for. They weren't put on the earth to be in people's houses. Animals are not for pets. Humans have taken animals and conditioned them to be pets.
I'm not going to deny that. I agree with you.
So leave the dog.
Yeah, I mean, after these dogs go, I don't think I'll get any more. For now, I'm a dog lover still. I can't lie. I love dogs.
What breeds you got?
I got a pocket bully and a pit bull.
Oh God, I used to have a pit bull. I got rid of her last year.
I got a Frenchie, a 2-year-old Frenchie.
Yeah, man. This big dirty dog. Come here. Wait.
Let's see your pit.
She's sleeping. Come here.
She's lovely. She's big and lovely.
I used to have a pit bull. She's not.
Her and Jeddah look alike.
See, they do say that dogs start to look like the owner, or the owner starts to look like the dog. I don't know which way it goes.
Yeah. She's cute, bro.
You can bring the dog with you then.
Yeah, that one I probably could travel with, but the other one, she won't have the papers.
You need to have a pet passport, a dog passport. He's got one. He's got up to go and get it, Rafa.
You see what I mean about him looking like a dog?
Oh wow! She's big. My dog was thinner. My dog was a lot thinner than that. Is she on raw food?
Nah, hard food. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Can I ask a topic here?
Yeah.
If Jedi does to everybody, if Jedi doesn't mind, because it's literally changing the whole conversation.
Yeah, now let's flip it, man. Let's change it up now. I don't mind. I'm cool with that.
It's just because it just seems like there's a lot of different opinions and open-minded people on the platform. And I've been having this conversation lately, and I just want to hear you guys' point of view. So basically, it's a topic about women getting pregnant, yeah?
No, drop me out of this conversation, please. Thanks.
So
I'm closed for business.
Oh Lord. No, we have to be open-minded here. So basically, I've been seeing a lot of podcasts, people talking about this situation. And for me as a woman, how I hear the women talking is very disturbing for me. That's just my standpoint, yeah? But basically, I've been hearing these podcasts where the women and the men are talking, and the women are saying, basically, it's the man, if you have unprotected sex and you get pregnant, it's the man has to take responsibility as well, and it's the man. So I want to ask the women on the platform, and obviously the men as well, how do we feel about when you get pregnant and it's not planned, it's not your partner, or you're just seeing each other, whatever the situation
I'm dashing the baby, I'm dashing it, yeah? Dash that blood clot. No,
because I'm totally with you. It's going back to Jesus, and I'm going to have my judgment day on that day, right? But I hear a lot of women saying, well, I've heard on these podcasts, a lot of women saying, no, the man needs to take responsibility because he knows when he goes inside me and he busts a nut, what can happen. So why, when I tell him I'm pregnant, he doesn't want to have the child and he doesn't want to have nothing to do with it? What do we think about this, people?
Well, she should have protected herself, as well. It's not just down to the man. If the man turned around and told you before you and him did lie down, yeah, you should respect that, innit? If the man turned around and told you, you should take precautions. And if you have fallen pregnant and he's still telling you that you don't want the child, that responsibility clearly falls on you.
Right. And I had this conversation with someone else, yeah. And the guy, when I saw this podcast, one of the guys said a valid point, yeah? He said, so what's the difference between a waste man dad and a murdering baby mum, yeah? And the girls started going crazy. They're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? But if you read between the lines of that comment, what he's basically saying is, when the woman says, I'm pregnant, I'm keeping it, the dad doesn't want nothing to do with it. He ain't got a choice. But if the dad turns around and says, no, have the baby, I'll take it, the woman's not going to go ahead with that. She's still going to go ahead and have the abortion. So when does the man really get the choice? Only when he's inserting his penis inside you. The men don't have a choice. Why is it when the baby comes, these women seem to think, oh, you should have known what you were doing? Why don't you know what you're doing? Because the child grows in you. You are the bearer of the child. So it's your responsibility.
You know your menstrual cycle, so you can track even the days that you can get pregnant and stuff like that as well. So we have more say.
Not everybody clocks their menstrual cycle, LT.
You need to start, honestly. It's a very important thing to do.
No, it is. It really is. You see, if I'm having unprotected, intercourse with someone, right, and I've been and we've been going at it for a while, I'm tracking my cycle. And even if it was protected, I'm still testing it just in case it's not their bus. You understand? And if it busts, I'm telling you, I'm dashing it. I don't want it. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want nothing to do with it. That's what I said. I'm the wrong person to ask. Dash that blood clot.
Yeah, I'm with you. It sounds rough and raw, but I'm totally. And you know what it is for me? Why are you even having unprotected sex? Why are people so freely even having unprotected sex for somebody that you don't even want to have a child with? Why are you doing that? Even for the men too, because I hear a lot of men crying. Oh, I was set up. You set yourself up. You set yourself up. Because at the end of the day, you know, as a man, when the crunch hits the crunch, she's not going to listen.
Find this. You always got these mad fucking quotes when the crunch hits the crunch.
But it's true though. When the crunch hits the crunch, yeah. When the crunch hits the crunch.
That's a mixture of when shit hits the fan and when it comes down to the crunch. You said when the crunch hits the crunch, mad gal. But I hear your
when the
point.
crunch hits the crunch, the men want to cry. I was set up. I was set up. I was set up. But all the while, you know, in England, if you are born and raised in England and you went to school in England, you learn about sex education from primary school. So there is no excuse. There is no excuse.
Some man don't have the ability to control their inner desire, especially when they're sitting next to an attractive female and they want to get inside her. Like, let me tell you, yeah, that thought, that logic goes out the window. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's down to some of them self-control.
Yeah,
Like,
we need to learn how to control our sexual urges then.
You can't cry later that you were set up. Because you wasn't set up. You set yourself up.
Yeah.
But they can't come barging to me because the only thing that I'm doing is dancing. I'm telling you, I'm not taking no tech. I don't want no children. So if
As
you're
a man, it's your decision, isn't it? Once you go inside a woman, you knowing it. You know, if shit happens, and right, you know, you got input in there as well. You get me? But then, as well as that, with the having a child type of thing, you know, if the woman decides to have a child, there's nothing that man can do. So it's almost a consequence to fall on his lap.
Someone's got some background. Who's got the background noise? Who's fizzing? No, it's not you. No, it's not you.
I think it could have been LT.
It's not LT.
Is it me?
Bell's mute for a minute. It's not Bells. It's got to be Finest then. It's not Finest.
I think it was
Fear.
Bunton, you know.
It's Fear.
Is it Fear?
Oh, we gotta allow you, Fear, car. Yeah, you get me. We just want you close. Stay close to us, Fear. Yeah, because today was a mad one, bro. Anyway,
up, everyone.
Everyone that I muted, you can unmute apart from Fear because she's got some background noise. Big up yourself, Shells. I don't agree with you. Big up.
Oh, you don't agree with me, is it? Man, for wrap it up like them a wrap cling film or file, brother. You know when you take home the food, go home, and say, yeah, mommy, I want some, you know, with macaroni and cheese and some fried chicken, and she wrap it up in the cling film, tough. You know, wrap it, and you can't even find the seal again. That type of wrapping there for the pan. Wrap it up.
No.
Yeah?
Them
Wrap it up. Like say a food in a wrap. And bring that to home. What do you mean?
Wrap it up, Jen. Them know
wrap it up. Wrap up that. That's because one thing, let me tell you something. Yes, let me tell you something. Anybody, any man will deal with me. If you do them something there, just know so no picking or get dash. Understand that? Yeah? All right.
Use it, daddy.
So you know me though, you see if it's a serious thing, and the brother say, yo, yes, I will provide the condiments for your brother. You understand the things them where you need the clean film and the file if you need it.
Wait. Can I ask you a question? You want him to take? You'd rather he wears I don't even know if you can say this on TikTok. You'd rather he wear protection. You rather he wear protection than you take precautions.
But me don't take precaution and effort my body already, you know. That's how me know say them something they do good for me. Understand? Yeah. So anyway, you see what I say? So if you don't want no pitness with me, Shelly Chef, then don't put it in raw. Alright? Give thanks.
Give thanks. Nah, I hear you. That's
you know the men though, yeah? Why don't the men also, because I believe it's the woman's responsibility because the child grows in your body. Like I said, see if men were the bearers of children, there'll be a lot less children in the world. A lot less children in the world. Men wouldn't be so slack.
Men wouldn't be fucking around.
Men wouldn't be so slack with their bodies.
They would not be fucking around.
Bearers.
I'm not gonna lie.
They were the bearers.
I'd be pregnant every 9 months. Me personally. That's right. Pregnant again. I'm like, yeah, man. Fucking bitch, man.
Yeah, man.
They make documentaries about me. The man with 10 kids and that. The man with 10 kids. They're like, right, how you pop out 10? I'm just like, yeah, I just love kids, innit?
I just love kids, man. You get me?
I'll be fucked.
What do we think about when that situation happens, yeah? The guy has declared from the jump. We've all heard the story. He said, I'm going to be on my own. He don't want nothing to do with the child. I'll say 50-50. 50% stick to that and don't deal with the child. The other 50 eventually get sympathy. Their morals kick in. Their parenthood kick in. They got a check for their pick-me. Yeah? But how do we feel, especially I'm going to ask the women as well, mostly to this question, when the woman has been told that she gets on, the child's like 3 years old, and then she's like, oh, I'm going to take him to the CSA. I think that's damn right out of order.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
Damn right out of order.
That's not fair.
Nah.
I think
nah, it's just dumb. And what are you going to get out of the CSA? You have to know, like, the pittance that you're going to get out of that.
Some baby change. That's what I'm saying. Some baby business.
It's like $6 bills a month. What are you talking about, pittance?
No, but some people may be self-employed, or some people may be unemployed, and then you don't get shit.
She said 5 bills a month.
I know a girl that has 1 kid and she's getting 6 bills plus from the CSA off her baby father.
Well, her dad must have a good job.
That's probably because he works. He works
well,
in a good one, yeah.
But then, what am I right in saying he's doing exceptionally well?
No, it's because he has a good job. The CSA works on if you have more than 1 child on the application, they split the money. But if you only got 1 child on the application, it works on how much he earns at his work, on how much you're going to get from them.
But then what a lot of these men do now, it only works. So say if you're on the books, or you work directly for the company, but say if you're self-employed now.
Self-employed is the good one.
You understand?
That's what the smart men do. They go self-employed.
And then they sign their assets over to their mothers.
I wouldn't really call it smart. I'd call it whatless.
Let finish.
Go on.
To piss off their baby mums, isn't it? That's what certain men do. Like they'll so for instance, they'll go on self-employed now, or put it as a business, and then they'll claim everything as outgoing. So that they're not making money. So that way it'll be like £20. But then say the guy might be making 120,000.
Yeah, that's what the smart guys do. The bummy ones don't work. The bummy ones stop working. The smart guys go self-employed, and the stupid ones just pay their CSA, innit?
Well, do you think it's smart though? Do you think it's a smart move, or do you think it's just you? Or do you think it's just a man being petty, or do you know what I mean? Because if he's going self-employed to open up his business, fair enough. Like, you're doing something personal for you and hopefully for your kids, but you just going self-employed
just to avoid,
just so that you don't look after your pitney. Them that's mad. I don't care. No, I hear what you're saying, Big Branson. I know that it's not always like that. I do understand that. I'm not, you know.
You're giving them money anyway. You just how some women are. So say, for instance, you're giving like 6 bills or 5 bills, yeah? They'll go to CSA to think they're getting to get more money for some reason.
That's stupid, yeah.
Then it works out, then you start getting 250, and the guy says, okay, cool, there you go.
It's
so
a broken.
Women want more money.
We all
fuck you. Let me go to CSA, and that way I'll work out what I want to give you.
Yeah, we all understand that we live in a broken system. Yeah, so there's no way you can live in this system and play by the rules. So the trick is to get yourself a business, keep the cash, declare everything that's used on card, try and stay under 12,000 so you can still claim everything. And then you pay you would have to pay them. I know you're gonna say, okay, they're gonna come to like £5 a week or something, some joke like that. But man ain't paying £5 a week. You know what I'm trying to say to you? You have to do the system that way, otherwise the system will just are us. So you have to play the system as simple as that. I've got businesses. You think I'm gonna be out there declaring the cash? You must be crazy. It's the last thing I'm gonna do.
Are your face that depend on something? Please don't be a total yourself, sir.
I don't care. I don't care.
I want the best for my black brothers. No, I want the best for my
This
black
place
brothers.
ain't serious like that. You guys take it
I
too
know
serious,
Birmingham
man.
bully, but you know I'm still business about my black brother them. I
Yeah.
don't
So
want nobody forward and backward way. You know what I mean?
It is what it is. And for my child anyway, my child's of an age now where, you know, he gets his Go Henry account, he phones me and he gets money. He gets way more money than he should be getting. My baby mother would never CSA me. She CSA'd me. They give her nothing. But remember, when these guys are playing the game for the benefits to the children's or the child maintenance and playing the game for that, nah, man, the game's not just for that, man. The game's for everything, believe me. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. We have to do. We cannot win in a broken system. If the rules of football says if you dive in the box, you're going to get a penalty, then I'm going to dive. Believe me, I'm going to dive. It's as simple as that to win the game because there's no other way to win.
Yeah, like when you used to play Grand Theft Auto and there was cheat codes, you just use your cheat codes and like.
No, and real talk, why can't the woman just ask the man for the money and make him transfer it to her? Because to take a man to CSA, yeah, check this. To take a man to CSA, he has to pay an additional 25%. Yeah. So that's why some men do start a company and make sure that if you want to play that game, then he's going to make sure that he'll give his child money, but you're not getting nothing. Because if it's really for his child, why can't his child come around and get it?
No, I agree with that as well. I think you know what? I think obviously if the child, for instance, if the child lives with me on like say a Monday to Friday basis, then obviously whatever I'm cooking for myself, the child also has to eat. So obviously that's, you know what I mean? And if there's anybody else in the house, but I'm saying like, obviously it's not just the child, innit? Because there's things that's coming out of my pocket that, you get what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying uncle you alone for look after the picnic.
As fathers, yeah, our business is to give you maintenance for our child, yeah? So whatever we agree, like, oh, 200 a month, 300 a month, yeah, we will give you that and that's fine. But in my situation, I had an argument with my son's mum, yeah? So she said, right, watch, I'm going to take you CSA. All because I cost her, she cost me and I cost her back in it, yeah? So with that now, CSA got involved, this, that. So that's my point of view, why some women are not calling CSA because the man is unwilling to pay. She's calling CSA as punishment for the man.
Yeah, 100%. There's a lot of tit for tat going on.
Yeah, and that's the issue.
Yeah.
Because every man should look after their child. But women shouldn't be demanding CSA or only CSA deal with it when the man sees his child. CSA should only be involved if you haven't seen the man for over, like, say, 9 months. Yeah, then you can call CSA.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Over 9 months.
Now, what I mean is, if he's not paying, you haven't seen him for a certain amount of time, then yes, definitely. But I'm saying, if it's 2 weeks and he's had a go at you about something or any other situation.
Let me get back to this point. Yeah, if you want to sleep with a man, you find a man attractive, irresistible, whatever, you want to sleep with him, but he says, listen here, I don't want no youths, you know. Yeah, and you're like, okay, I hear you. He doesn't want children. I hear you. You two start having unprotected sex. He keeps reiterating. He's pulling out. He's doing all sorts. He's showing you he ain't on it. You have a scare. He's like, yo, is everything all right? Rare. He's super relieved when you're not pregnant, all of that. He's been consistent in telling you what he wants, right? At what point do you find yourself pregnant and think, you know what? Regardless of what he wants, what I want takes precedent.
The selfishness. That's what takes precedent out of a woman. When a woman does that, and I'm speaking from a woman, I've never done it, I would never be one of them women. But women that do that, it's very selfish and they're thinking about themselves. Some women do it because they feel they're on a timeline, they're at a certain age, they haven't got a child yet, so they're like, F it, I don't care, right. I'm gonna be a single mom. Women do it for all different reasons, and because that's not my standpoint, I can't really say 100% these are the facts of why they do it. But overall, it's a selfish thing why they do that. It's all about self.
There's a woman in the chat saying he should go for the snip then. A man should go for a snip. Why is a fertile childbearing, a fertile woman with childbearing ability having sex with a fertile man that doesn't want to have a child and expecting something different when they get pregnant? If he does not want to have a child and he's like, yo, so get me, if you ever get pregnant, like, you know what, get me, you have to go down this route, rare. Why? I don't get it. Why should he have the snip? Why don't she just close her legs?
No,
and say,
why
you know
don't you
what?
go on the
If you don't,
contraception?
or
that
go
the
on
UK
contraception.
provides
She
for you
doesn't
that
want
is
to
free
have
of
a.
charge.
So you
How about
saying that
that?
she was? Wait, are we just saying that the woman's prepared to have a child with a man that doesn't want one? That's why she's sleeping with him. Is that what it is? Because if he's stating he doesn't want one, why is she still sleeping with him and then talking some? Oh, he should have had the snip talk. This is
No,
that's
do
the bit
you
that
know?
confuses me.
Yeah, off the back of what you're saying, it confuses me because, like I said, in the UK, contraception is free of charge. You can actually even buy the morning after pill over the counter. So if you haven't discussed to bring a child into the world how it should be done, a discussion, yeah, the right way, why are you forcing a man to be a parent and you're forcing yourself to be a parent? It's selfish. There's contraception in the world. No woman should be having children with men that don't want children because there's contraception. If he said it from the beginning, or sometimes that conversation don't even come up. You're just linking each other, seeing each other, or effing each other, however we want to put it. It's a casual relationship between two adults, yeah? A sexual one. Why then when you accidentally get pregnant because you wasn't on contraception, now it's the man's fault and now I'm keeping a baby? How does it work? Why? I would like the lady in the comments that said, why is it always on the woman? If she wouldn't mind coming to the platform.
Yeah,
because
rise
it seems like there's a lot of women on the platform that are sharing the same opinion. I would like a different type of opinion on the platform if that's possible from the woman.
Yeah, neon guts. I don't. That's an interesting name.
Can you not hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
Shibs, go for
right.
it.
So I wanted to add, yeah, as a woman that doesn't have a child, I don't think it's fair on the man. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's not fair.
Definitely not. Yeah.
It's not right. Yeah.
But I think fair. You're gonna say, right?
Okay. No, I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna say that. Right. But what I would say, as a person that doesn't believe in, obviously,
dashing.
when it gets to that point, dashing it away. When it gets morning after pill, I don't think there's much where you're dashing. You're just preventing, essentially, right? But when it gets to that point of, okay, you haven't, you didn't take that precaution. It's now past a certain point. I don't believe in dashing, so I don't think it's right. This is the point where I just don't think it's right for her to expect this man now, right, to want to take care of you.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I'm not saying she has to dash it away or she has to do this. I'm just saying once you've made your decision, if it's you, because it's your body, we all like to shout, it's our body, our body. I just don't think it's fair.
Then look after your child.
All right, check this. See what
in that sense. However, hold on. However, I also feel like as much as the man has a choice to leave and go do his thing, it's your youth.
But
I know you didn't want your youth. I know you didn't want your youth to be here. I know you didn't want your youth to be here, but it's a youth.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's where I stand with it.
So this is why I want to stick it on the men, yeah? And I want to stick it on the brothers now. So when in these situations and in these encounters, when you know it's a casual thing, why because no man's ever asked me if I'm on contraception, and I haven't been with that many, so maybe that's why, but I don't know for men to really ask women, are you on contraception? So I don't want
That's the first thing that I ask straight away because I know I don't want any more kids.
High five to you. High five to you, because that's also why I said I wanted to stick it on the men, because I've also heard men say, because of how I'm made, they physically can't wear a thing, and that is true. Some men can't wear those things bought out of the shop over the counter because it's suffocating them. That's
you see what, yeah? I've heard girls say they got pregnant because of that, yeah? And I say that's a lie. Do you know why? Most men are average and you can get something from over the counter. If the man's telling you that, yeah, and you believe it, No,
let me tell you from a woman, some men are actually that way inclined. They can't wear a normal Durex or thing out of the shop. It's too tight for them.
But they're a grown man, so they know where to get their Trojans from.
Yeah, they know where to get it from. But I'm saying, because it's not just accessible, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you can go anywhere and get it. I'm saying in that situation, there's obviously ones you can get. But in the point as well, I'm saying to the men, why don't you ensure this woman is on contraception before you start doing your deeds if you don't want to wear one?
They don't business.
That's impossible. That's impossible, man.
No,
why?
that's
Because when the baby comes, they're crying.
Women can lie. No, but women can lie.
Exactly.
But because
remember when you said about the...
Okay.
Go on, finish. Shall I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the same thing where some men have to get special things. I went with a girl once who said she's allergic to latex, yeah?
That's true.
Thank you. But I had never heard of it. So all I said was, okay, fine. When you sort out what you need to sort out, then we can link again. Goodbye.
Who are you? Who are you?
No, it's not about who am I.
No, in terms of we need more men like you in the world.
You know what it is?
Because check this, because my point being is I came with latex ones and wasn't aware that you could be allergic to it. But when I found out that, then it's a fact. I know I don't want any more children, so I'm not having unprotected sex with anybody. Yeah? So that's the point I'm making, that if you don't want kids, make sure that you take the right precaution for yourself, because otherwise it's you in that situation, man or woman.
Yes. And it's nice to hear a man speaking like that.
Theo.
Jeddah, you're very quiet over there.
Oh,
distracted.
Yeah, I was saying that it was lack of discipline. I think lack of discipline on both parties, but a lot of lack of discipline with men, because they don't have the fact that they can get pregnant and stuff like that. Women, we tend to be like more in control of things on that side, but equally men need to be as well, and stop coming with these excuses and for just having lack of discipline.
Yeah, I hear all of that, because I was with a guy for about a year, and the first couple of times we got together, he was just like, do you take the pill? And I said no. And even though he wrapped up, he was just like, can you just do me a huge favor? Can you take the pill? And I was just like, do you know what? Yeah. Because to be honest, I didn't want to be in that particular situation where I have to go to the clinic and back. You understand what I'm saying? But there are precautions before that you can get to that point. So like, big him up. You know what I mean? That I feel like there are a few out there that are asking women now more than ever, are you on some form of contraception? Like, there are some men that are very cautious. So yeah, but if I was ever in that situation, dashing that Ross, I'm dashing it.
I just think it's a selfish situation to put yourselves in, the woman and the man, because when that situation occurs, nobody was planning for it. So you're now forcing each other to be parents. You're now forcing each other to maybe try to come together more closer than you would have because of this situation. It's very, very, very selfish to put like I said, the woman and the man in that. Why do you want to put yourself in that situation? Why? We're in England. There is so many precautions. And I just hate the fact that women cry after, oh, it was his fault. He knew. No, you knew.
And what makes that situation worse is now they're going to co-parent, and the child is never going to get to live in a family environment.
Yep.
All things that children deserve. But because we live in this society where we got baby mother cultures and baby father cultures, we will pretend that's okay when everyone knows for a fact, you should be married. I know that it's not biblical. I'm not trying to be biblical or whatever. We should be married and this, that. But at least give our children the best chance at the beginning.
Yes,
And we're not really doing that when we're making these decisions because I want to and I can do it myself or whatever the reason may be. But every child, I grew up with a mum and a dad, so I know I've experienced it. I've got two sons who have never experienced that, but that seems normal nowadays, where I'm saying that's not really normal.
It isn't. How many people on this platform can actually say they know a couple or they know anyone that actually sat down and discussed having a baby before the baby was conceived?
Yeah, I do.
But there's a rarity to it. But like, it's just a window's open now. Okay, if you get pregnant, it is what it is. And then that's, But yeah, I got a couple brothers that's been married and whatnot. And obviously they said, look, we're going to have kids after this. But it's a rarity. Normally, it's a surprise. Like, the first time I got told that a woman was pregnant, it was in the middle of an argument. Where they're beefing, I'm just like, you're moving mad. I don't get, why are you acting so dumb? Whereas she said, I'm fucking pregnant. And I remember thinking in my head, that's not the way to tell a man. Like, what? I wanted something better than that, than you're shouting at me in the middle of an argument. So a lot of the time,
not to be invasive. How did you handle that? Was you ready for that with that woman? Did you want that woman? Because a lot of with men, I don't want you to be my baby mum, but I'm skinning you bareback. So did you even want that? Or
Yeah, I was deliberately busting nuts all up inside it. But yeah, I guess I did at that time. Yeah, I guess not to say I wanted that, but I was prepared for that. And it's like, yo, I've claimed you and all the liability and risk that comes with being with you. Now, it's the problem is when it's a girl that hasn't got that security, a man's not saying you're his girl, you know. A man's he's not with you in any way, shape, or the form. And then you think in your head it's going to be a good idea to cultivate life and then attach yourselves for another 18 to 20 something years. That's dead food. Because a lot of times women are doing this with no intention of even letting the father have a proper relationship with the youth. So what was the point of that? That's where you got up sometimes. You're going to do all of this rare, then you're going to give up on him the minute he does anything wrong, then you're going to tell him he can't see his youth, and you're going to go over there, and he's going to be over there. So what was the point? Why did you go through all of this just to do the whole hard single mother life? Why?
That was the point I was making.
Why are you doing that? Why start that in the beginning? I don't get that. Knowing that your child's you're not with the dad in any way, shape, or form. What are you doing?
Because let me tell you why I think that women have that standpoint, and I think women go by that is because, unfortunately, a lot of women have been brought up in single parent households.
I knew you were going to say that, and you're right.
One second, or if they haven't brought up in single parent household from their mum, their auntie was, or their uncle was, or their, so they've grown up. Like, I'll use myself as an example, okay? My mum and dad was in my life, right? I had both parents, okay? They split up eventually, whatever. However, I have always turned around and said to myself, it's not my destiny to have children and be a single mother, but if I have to do it, I'm going to do it. Do you understand? So that's why I only have one child, okay? Because I'm not trying to not be with my child's dad after 8 years again.
For me, growing up, being a single mum was you were in a relationship, you got pregnant, and the relationship did not work at some point, either in the pregnancy, as the child grew, or in later years. And now you are fending and trying to pick up the pieces. That to me is a single mum. It's not, some dude that you linked a couple times who blatantly was telling you he ain't looking for no you. This is your baby father. What the fuck?
Okay, let me stick a pin on that, because for me, I don't class myself as a single mother.
He didn't want the youth, then why is he busting in there then?
Why are you letting a man that don't want a youth bust inside you?
No.
It's a fact.
But you can't, hold on, no. This is where both of us have to take responsibility.
Exactly, but
you
somehow
yourself
that responsibility
have to take responsibility too.
No,
Don't bust
you're right.
her then, innit?
No.
You get what I'm trying to say?
You're right. Sorry if it sounds like I'm trying to say the man has no responsibility. I'm not trying to say that. Sorry, you are 100%. They're both responsible. Now take both your responsible asses and go and sort that situation, rather than we're both responsible. So now you having a youth. You're definitely gonna have a youth because shoot on the other foot. Yeah. Do you know how many women have had babies or have become pregnant when they knew they didn't want to have a child? Right. So now they're pregnant. What's gonna happen? They're gonna either go and take their not plan B, whatever. They're going to take their morning after, or they're going to do the other thing. Do you know what I mean? Which we all know has mad connotations, moral, spiritual, whatever. I get it. Yeah? It's not a pleasant thing. It's not something people should be doing. That's not birth control. Rare. Cool. There's a very, very specific reason why I don't condemn that movement, because I know people can become pregnant under circumstances, and you asking that person to keep that child is a liberty. Because they didn't want no
I'm not saying it's fair.
Right?
Yeah,
No.
It's fair.
I'm saying in that you know the scenario I'm talking about. Right. But now check this now. We talk about it all the time. But when a man wants a child and a woman don't, which has happened to me. And the woman told me she had a miscarriage. And I found out she never had a miscarriage. She got rid of it. And I wanted that child. She named the child and told me a whole story about the miscarriage incident. Yeah, I'm saying women can do that, and it is what it is, and they move forward. They can dash for a brother, and that's not saying no nothing. So listen. So see when a man say, I've told you from the beginning I don't want to you're now pregnant. You have an option to sort something out. You don't want to sort it. The plan B didn't work. For some reason, miraculously, birth control plan Bs don't work with women that have only got a couple years of fertility left. For some reason, all of a sudden they're just pregnant and it's just, we just got to deal with it. And I've seen enough men say, well, you know what? I done told you already, I ain't trying to be like, I told you already. So if you're going through with this, because I can't force you to make any decision that favors me, fair enough. But then now man is talking about financial abortion. Get me? Man's not there in spirit or mind or pocket. So do your thing. I just feel that, boy, it is where it is. Because when it is where it is.
That's the point I was making, that everyone's missing the big point that a child is supposed to be born into a family.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying to everyone, that you can build a family with anyone. Me and Jeds could become family if we choose. Anyone could build a family. But people don't want to do the work of building the family, but they want to have sex and push out the baby and then charge somebody money for it, whether it's the man or the government. Yeah? And that's what I'm saying to people. Look, both people are wrong, the man and the woman, because unless you're trying to get married and that, you shouldn't even have unprotected sex. No one's saying you shouldn't have sex, but it should be protected. And if you know that's my person now, then I'm protected. So if you're in that situation, you're happy.
You know what I just wanted to say to add to Jedi, because you said about single parents, and I just want to kind of correct you. I hear a lot of women doing this, right? And they say, oh, I'm a single mom, right? I personally feel like a single mom is when you said she's a baby. A single mom is when the woman has been on her own from the jump and she's had to do it on her own. A woman like myself that has come out of a long-term relationship for over 8 years, and now we're no longer together, I am not a single mother. I am just a parent now, co-parenting with my child.
Co-parenting, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I do feel like we need to shy away from saying, oh, I'm a single mom just because you're in the house on your own without your child's dad. If the child's dad is still in the life,
you're not a single mom.
And tending and doing everything they need to do.
Doing that because my friends are saying it. The single mother group. These times they're getting big child maintenance off, man.
So, like, do you think there's something wrong with the practice? Do you think there's anything wrong, ladies? Is there anything wrong with the practice of having unprotected sex with a man that is adamant he does not want to be a father? Is there anything wrong with that?
It's just setting yourself up for failure, to be honest.
I think if he doesn't want a child, if he himself doesn't want to pick me and he knows that, I think he should be responsible for that.
I agree.
But don't you think a woman should arm herself against getting... Hold on, wait.
I know I can get pregnant, so why would I let someone come inside me?
Should a woman not arm herself against being impregnated by a man that has no intention of being a father or a support to her?
But
what's going to happen is he's going to come in you, you're going to get pregnant, and he's going to leave.
I think as the woman in that position...
Talking to my daughter, I'm not going to say to the man, oh, you better protect yourself. I got to chat to my daughter and say, make sure you protect 100%. Yourself. There's no way that my daughter says she's sleeping unprotected with a man that don't want you, and I'm telling her, well, tell him to protect himself. No, you protect yourself, close your legs, or take the injection,
This is what I was going to say. Then don't deal with the man. Don't deal with the man. This is the thing. If a man's directly, we need to start believing a man when he speaks. If a man has told you, I don't want you in that way, and I don't want to have kids with you, and I don't see you in that way, I just want your nons, then my girl, it's up to you. No, big man thing. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. If he said all this, no, because this is what he means. This is what he means. He might not be saying, he might be prettying it up, putting bare bows on it, but he means what I'm saying. He does not want you, right? So if that's what, if
that's
you're
not
at
even
that stage,
true.
you're
That's
saying,
just to add, not to cut you up. Hopefully you feel like we're having a back and forth conversation. Not trying to cut you off.
Sorry, go on.
Right? But just to say, I've wanted women. I've wanted a woman as my girlfriend. Yeah. I just was not prepared to have a child with her because she was under assessment. She's under, or even in my head, I'm like, yeah, I could be your man. We can be boyfriend and girlfriend. I definitely can't be your baby father though. Yeah. I can't have you having my youth with certain traits. Is that bad? Yeah, maybe. But is it honest? Yeah. Doesn't mean I don't want you or I don't rate you. I just don't want to have youths with you.
No, there are
I
men.
hear that, but
There
I
are
just
men that
think,
are out there that do it on
I just
purpose.
think if you
You're right there. I mean,
do
I
not
don't do it on
want,
purpose.
No, there are
I
men
just
that
think.
are out there
Go
that
let
do it on
Shells carry
purpose.
on though.
You are right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just think, let me talk from a woman's perspective. As I've said, if I hear this from a man saying he doesn't want me as a baby mum, or no, not as a baby mum, as the mother of his kids, in any way, shape, or form, because what I'm looking for right now in my life is a husband or a man. You understand? Somebody that I want to create a family with. So
Yeah.
if that's not what you're on, then why am I dealing with
You
you?
know,
It's
there's a
that
lot of men.
simple.
Yeah, but a
It's
lot of men
that
are slimy
simple.
though. So a lot of men are gonna keep it real. It's
I
gonna, they
hear
wanna get
that
into it.
Birmingham
You know
bully.
what I
I
mean?
get that, but
They're just
that's
slimy. They're
where
gonna tell you all that kind
where
of
the
thing.
man
Right?
then need to start stepping up and start being
Yeah.
honest instead
Yeah,
of being
that's facts.
slimy.
That's
That's not
facts.
fair.
That's
That's
not fair. That's
on
not
me.
fair.
I
That's not
give
fair.
my time and my emotion to you, and then you take up yourself and you just me no wonder anyway.
Yeah, they're trying to catch a body for real.
Yeah,
But,
that's bad.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's going to be a back and forth. Is it right for women or right for men and all that kind of stuff there. Women have multiple means of contraception. And men have got a couple. One's been celibate, one's pulling out, and then one probably is the snip. I heard there's a pill for men, but like, come on. Our choices aren't really that good, are they? You know what I mean? We can't.
They're not that great.
They're not that great.
But they're not great for women either.
Yeah,
They're
because
not great
even
for
the
women.
You know what I don't like about
your body.
Nah, you know what I don't like about women? The one thing I know about women, yeah, is that women that are heavy set say, I can't take the pill because it makes me ill. And women that are skinny say, I can't take the pill because it makes me heavy set.
All right, let me tell you something. No, hold on. No.
No,
hold on. No, I do understand what you're saying, but there are
Women
are
play
side
games
effects.
still, yeah.
No,
they play games.
there are side effects. Yeah, there are side effects. There are women that do play games, but there are side effects. However, men do it on purpose. There are men that go out there and do this shit on purpose.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
And that cannot be denied. I was put in a situation where I didn't want to be in because somebody did something to me on purpose. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, men do on purpose, they do. But most of the men that do it on purpose come from big families where the daddy was on a savage one. And because the daddy was on a savage one, I'm going to be just like their daddy and do the same thing. Most of the men have got 101 kids. 7, 11 kids and all kind of things. Their daddy was the same.
Are we saying though, yeah, that basically, because I'm trying to establish what I'm hearing, so are we saying that, I'm not saying be loose and just fling up yourself everywhere, because I do not promote that for no woman. Respect yourself and have some moral decency. However, are we saying two people can't find two people attractive, and as adults and grown people, yeah, you decide to have a sexual encounter and it can't just be left there?
That's how I play the game.
Sleeping with somebody that's going to be the child, because I might sleep with a dude. What I accept from a dude that I'm seeing and dating is not going to be the same, maybe, of what you're doing when I'm seeing and dating you. I might just be like, yeah, cool, because it's casual. But then when you're going to be my man, just like when now I'm going to be your woman, you might want me to tweak certain things and change certain things because it might not be acceptable for you to have that as your woman. So are we saying that you can't just have a casual connection with somebody and leave it as that? It has to be only if you're going to have children with each other.
No, but you can
not necessarily.
You can have these casual interactions with somebody. Yeah, right. Is it all right if I can tell a story, Jedi? I know Jedi.
How long is the story though, Bells?
Nah, we're not going to know our story, man.
No, fuck you lot then. I always get treated wrongly over here, man.
I love Bells, you know. Because I knew he's gonna be long-winded with it.
No, it's not long. No.
Right now, without voting.
No.
Give us the 1 minute and a half.
Give us the short version, Bells.
No, on the real, yeah. So I was seeing this guy, and I went on a patch, and I told him about this, the contraceptive patch, and for a while it was working. So anyway, we was going at it, and then one day he's come around. He was a bit tipsy, but he still knew what he was doing. So he was warned. He even came to the doctors. He was warned. The moment that you remove that patch, the moment it becomes ineffective, it is that instant. What did he do? He ripped off the patch. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he's done it intentionally. Do you know what happened? I fell pregnant. Do you know what I did? I dashed it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And not that that was my intention, but at the end of the day, there are men that are out here that will do it on purpose. And his whole purpose, and he even said it, yeah, I'm gonna breed you. You understand what I'm saying? Right?
Can I be honest though, yeah? See if he goes out of a girl like you and he knows you're gonna dash it, he's gonna take that chance. See if he goes out of Shelly and he knows Shelly want a baby, he's not gonna take that chance.
He didn't have a clue that I was going to dash it. Do you understand what I'm saying? He just knew that I never wanted no children. Do you understand what I'm saying? He turned round and said that he's going to breed me.
A man tried to trap Bells, you know. A man tried to trap Bells, you know.
A few weeks later, when I went to him and I said to him, you know, when you pulled off that patch, you know what it done? I am pregnant now. Do you know what he turned around and said? I'm not involved.
Mad. Mad.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I believe Bells, you know. I believe some man are wicked.
He can get his judgment. Sometimes deal with his part. No,
some man are wicked, Bells.
Wicked.
That's mad.
They are wicked. That's what I'm saying, innit? Like, that was the situation that I didn't even want to be put in. And I tried to protect myself. You understand what I'm saying? Right? And then when he's there trying to hold me, like, and say, yeah, no, you're not going nowhere. I'm going to breed you. You understand what I'm saying? And when he ripped that off, and I'm trying to fight back to put back the patch on, you understand what I'm saying? Like, he weren't having it. And when that situation came, and I turned around and I said to him, this is the situation, he said, I'm not involved. Those were his words.
Can I ask you a question, though? And it's not to be offensive, so please, if I offend you, I'm sorry from the beginning, yeah? But what I want to ask, and if you don't want to answer, it's fine, because I don't want to be invasive.
Bells.
No, go on, I'm joking.
When he ripped off the pack, yeah, why did you continue? Why did you say, fuck you, you ripped off the pack, I'm done out?
I didn't hear when I said I did. I tried to fight him, but he's kind of like Jedi style.
This is going into a next. This is going to a next place. Okay. Okay. Cool.
He's a man of Jedi side, yeah. So we literally trying to do that. It's not happening. But you know the funny part of this was, you know when I told him it was on my birthday. Mad, isn't it?
Bells, I don't like your stories, Bells, man. It just makes me want to cry, bruv. Yeah.
No, I love that story. The man said, "Yeah, I'm not involved."
Bad mind, no blood clot.
That's not funny, man. That's not because you know what, Riot. I don't think you're actually picking up on.
No,
obviously
what
she
I
can't
mean
say
is it's a good lesson for everyone to hear and learn from. Because look at how he went on like he really wanted it, and what did she say when she told him? He said, "I'm not involved." So that's why I'm saying
I don't even think that's the main thing here, bro.
So that's what I mean by if it's not someone who is talking to you about marriage and these sort of things, no unprotected sex.
No, don't worry about
we
it,
can do whatever you want to do, but if you ain't trying to get married to me or whatever, then no, we can't have no.
Yeah,
that's how it should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see, back to that contraception thing, yeah. That Bully brought up. So with the contraception thing, Bully, you see when it comes to this thing here, it's wickedness, it's fire. No woman should be ingesting this into her system, whether it be fat, skinny, small, slim, big body. You know what I'm saying? Because what they've been doing to us is they've caused so many generational issues over the years, and it's been mad. So obviously men wouldn't know this, you know, because obviously you lot aren't women, you lot aren't the ones that's taking these things. But over the years, these things can have really bad effects on you. They don't tell you, oh, take it once in a while, or make sure you stop every couple of weeks. They don't tell you these things. They just make sure, keep pumping this into your system, and then you turn 28 and something's wrong with you, and you don't know what it is.
25 year old menopause now.
But these times, Bully, you've been taking it for 10 years now, bro. 10 years. It's a serious thing, babes.
I'm going to use myself as an example, valid example. Me, I'm on contraception right now, yeah? And I was in the point of, like, I actually wanted to just come off it and give myself a break. You know what you were saying? You just want to give your natural body a break of that. And it wasn't because I'm not trying to just have more kids like that. I'm not, yeah. But I actually had to talk to myself because I was thinking, am I going to come off it? Am I going to change the contraception? And I have to be selfish to myself, yeah, and say, you know what? Regardless, I want to come off it. I want to give myself a break. I am not in a position to do that. I have to keep my arse on the contraception, and that's just that. So unfortunately, sometimes as women, we are forced to make these decisions for ourselves because of the situation we put ourselves in.
So it's a burden of the woman.
Disabled people have to take contraception as well.
Listen. As a woman, and I hear your experience, Fly. As a woman that used to be on that and that has her own issues, I don't know if it's due to that, as well as other things. But when I came off that, I had a mad experience. It was very physically excruciating, right? So that for me told me I could never take something from these people again, whatever. I can't trust them. I can't trust them when it comes to my body anyway, in that sense, you know what I mean? So for me, I will never put myself back on it. However, what I do is making sure that whoever I am dealing with, they know, Rabum, me not take that, me no want that, it's not happening. So we best use this. Here's the option. Do you understand?
But then when he doesn't, then what happens?
Well, it's a risk he's willing to take.
So once you took that risk, and
that's the reality.
and the baby's on its way, then what's happening then? Because he don't want no babies.
Again, I've already said that I'm not gonna have no expectations of him to step forward.
So you just want to? So,
I've already said that.
So you got, in your head, it's okay for you to be.
There's absolutely no way that you could, in your right mind, lay down with a man who is that adamant that he doesn't want a child. Like as in, you just even with protection, because there's no way you could knowingly lay down with a man that's going to leave you as a single mom or leave your child without a father.
No, exactly. I wouldn't want that for myself, so I wouldn't put myself in that position.
Yeah.
Obviously, the person that I'm dealing with, I would like to know that I've got a rapport with that person. Do you understand? So they already know my needs and my wants. They know what I want out of life. So if they're not trying to provide that, then I've got to let that go.
You got to let that go.
Yeah.
But I think that because it's your body, your choice. I think this is why. This is why I think Angle is being brought up, because it's your body, your choice. If you want to keep it, I ain't got a choice. If you don't want to keep it, I ain't got a choice.
I ain't got a choice.
So therefore, why women keep saying, why is the responsibility on the woman? For that reason.
Yeah, and that is what I agree with, because when the man says keep it, I'll just, as soon as the baby's born, give it to me. No woman's doing that. They're like, no, F you, I'm getting rid. Yeah? And that man is genuine that he is going to do this with his family. The woman's never going to have that. But then when the man says, no, I don't want nothing to do with it, I'm done. Like, F you, I'm not here for that. But I'm keeping it anyway. It's not fair. It
happened to me. It happened to me. You know, the thing is, she kept the baby. Bro, it's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me. You know what I mean? I was over the moon. Like, this is years ago. Like, my son's big now. But at the time, bro, I was like, nah, get rid. My brother was like, yo, blood, tell her, get rid. You know what I mean? I went for the get rid kind of stuff. She said she got to think about it and all that crying stuff. She's Catholic. She's done it before. She ain't doing it again. Blah, 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 blah. And it is what it is. The baby came, but I was happy. No tear come to my eye, but I was kind of happy. You get me? My right hand man right now. But at the time,
you was forced into that situation.
Yeah.
And because of your moral standpoint and your upbringing and who you are as a man, you've decided to check for that child, and it was the best thing that happened to you.
It was. Yeah, but see, Birmingham Bully.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, you and her are co-parenting, innit?
Yeah, we're co-parenting, yeah.
Yeah, see, because I was in your situation. But my point still being, a child needs to be brought up in a family environment, yeah? So that's the first thing we must try and give the child. Obviously, what we're doing is second best. And obviously, if that's what it is, that's what it is, yeah? But that's all I'm just trying to say to people, that when you have the option to go for first best, a family is first best, and people should work on that. People like Chelly's got the right idea. talk to a man
Yeah.
and tell him what you want, so then he can build that with you.
Yeah, there's things that obviously, but in that situation, my son's never seen me and his mother together ever. In his head, mommy and daddy, they don't hold hands, they've never kissed, I've never seen them. You know what I mean? It's like,
And that's the bit I'm
I don't know
saying,
what,
that's a bit
what does
sad.
that do to their heads, though? You get what I'm trying to say?
And it's true because my child doesn't remember that. I was with her dad for over 8 years, but we split up when she was just after 4 years old. So she doesn't even remember that family unit.
Yeah, he never had that. Never had, like, you know, family holiday with his mum and his dad. And the most he gets is like sports day. Okay, my mum and dad was there at my sports day kind of thing.
Yeah. It's sad though, isn't it?
Yeah, if you have to think of it like that, yeah, it's got mad for him. When my parents tried, like they tried when we were growing up, you know, to stay together. Eventually they separated. But there's many years that I saw my mum and dad together. Okay, my dad might have had to dip for a couple of months every now and again, but to get me, I did see them together. My son's never had that, bro. Never. So I don't know. That must be hard.
I
for
think
him.
you brought up something cool, yeah, Willie. Now, what do you lot think about? It's different when you got multiple baby mums or multiple baby dads, or you've actually got a partner at the moment. But I'm gonna put it out there. What do you think about taking those holidays? Just you, say you've got a woman or say you've got a man, and every year before this man or woman came about, you lot used to take your child out, gone to a different country, and not necessarily been together in that way. But so what do you think about that? Do you think people should be more accepting of things like that, or do you think that's a no-go?
See what happens if I had a, you have to be, I don't know, you have to be a very understanding kind of people. I'm not from, like, the people that are around me aren't the most, you know, educated people. So don't, like, if I was with a woman, she ain't gonna hear that. She's not.
Nah, I think
Any woman that I'm with, she ain't hearing that. Me and my baby mama going on holiday together.
Let me tell you, I'm a mother once, yeah, so I can only speak one time on my one pick-me that God bless me with, yeah. And I'm no longer with my child's father. My child has always gone on holidays with her dad before he had another partner. And if he's had his other partner, she's gone on holidays and they've gone together because that's his partner. They live in the same house. They are together. That is his partner. So why am I going to stop? What women need to understand when they say, no, never, you're not doing that. What women need to take heed of, you're stopping the memories and moments that you can never give back to your child with their father. You can't give it to them. So if it means he's now in a new relationship, that's what life is about. People move on, and that's what life is for, to get a family unit and to be a family and to grow. So just because he's not with me no more, your mum, I'm going to prevent you from doing family things with your dad just because he's got another partner. You know that woman's not your mum. So I don't agree with that. I do not agree with that. I think it's very selfish from the women because you are keeping your child away from having moments and memories that only their father and father's family can give them. Him having another partner should not intervene with that unless this woman is causing some harm or ill feelings to your child for some reason.
Right, family. That's where we're going to stick a pin in it today. It's been going on for way too long. But thank you for everyone participating. So much great points. I obviously
Hold on 1 second, Joe.
Yes, I'm big at you lot on YouTube, man. You get me? I hope you lot are good. Hope everyone's nice. Yeah. It's been difficult interacting with YouTube recently because for some reason I don't have panelists that want to jump on and hold it down. So as you can see, TikTok is like, you know, if you got a good subject, you will get panelists. There's no politics. There's no one feeling that they can't come over or whatever, or holding some old grudge or whatever. As you see, we even have Finest Wine on there. So, like, I'm trying to keep the YouTube alive and keep the YouTube popping because this is where I feel the most comfortable streaming, having conversations. But some of you lot are just staying in the bushes or whatever, or you're just busy on other places. And when it comes to my thing, you lot don't have no energy. Just remember, I'm the original YouTube live streamer. Forget about any fake history anyone else is trying to give you. And I'm the most consistent. And I'll remain consistent
but it's a give and take relationship. TikTok right now is doing all right. I'm getting 1 or 2 little piece of donations. It's making it worthwhile me being online. And I'm also getting participation by other panelists. And that's something that I'm not getting as much of on YouTube for whatever reasons. You could even say it's my fault. Aligning with certain people, you know, speaking my truth or not conforming to what other people expect from me or whatever the thing may be. Maybe even being ignorant. I don't know. I can't really tell you. I don't feel like I've done anything wrong. But at the same time, I don't really care how other people feel because they don't give a fuck about me. So it is what it is. But I love you lot. And that's the chat and the panelists that jump on, that make this Trilluminati live. And I don't want to leave it in the dust because I think it's still a great platform and a great bunch of people. It's harder nowadays to get brand loyalty or people that's going to support me. And I understand that when it comes to YouTube, people are fickle and they'll go wherever the vibe is and whatever. Cool. I'm into building a brand and a platform that works for those participating and for me. It's got to be a mutual relationship. And it's not been feeling mutual recently. I'm feeling like I'm going live and I'm not getting appreciated on YouTube. So it's drawn me away. Plus other politics that I'm not going to go into. But it just kind of put me off streaming daily on a regular. I started streaming 9 o'clock in the morning. I even quit my job doing live streams and things of that nature. And yeah, man, it's just things change, things evolve, and I appreciate that. But I just wanted you lot to know on YouTube that I fuck with you lot still. If you're listening in the bushes, if you've been typing, if you've hit the like button, if you've commented, whatever you're on, I'm gonna try and go live tomorrow. Yeah, at a decent time. Hopefully you lot can jump on. Hopefully some of you lot can jump on the panel and we can have some conversations. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, man, have a good evening. You can catch me on, I'm about to go onto Instagram now, go live from the Motive YouTube, and then I'm going to be taking it over to TikTok with the sisters from Instagram. If you're involved, you're about. If not, I'll catch you tomorrow. Follow me on Instagram, Jedi Online, and Trilluminati Live. Follow those 2 accounts on TikTok, Jedi Online and Trilluminati Live, because I'll be going live between the two profiles. Yeah, man. Hope everyone's good though. Definitely. If I was just chatting shit and you lot didn't give a fuck about what I said, but fair dues. But anyone that's taking on board what I'm saying, then big up, man. Big up LT. I see you for the 67th light. It was a good conversation. I enjoyed it. Now keep going. I listen to you at my work. Always good chat. Big up, Figure of Hope. Much love, much love. All right, man. Yeah. So I'm out for now, but we link up soon.